in Columbus.
Joe, that ain't even good enough. Come on, Joe.
Wait, no. Stop this one.
Frizzle left tight, F fly, pass 37 punch, waggle, help, baby dizzy, X fan on the turbo.
Thank you, baby.
Football, man.
It's time to listen to a bald, fat loudmouth
Mr. T-Bone.
and a former football player.
And that ball intercepted by Tyvis pal.
Wow, no radio station has ever done that before.
Did it work for those people?
No, it never does. But it might work for us.
Welcome to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. Good morning. I'm T-Bone. He's Tyvis. Morning, Tyvis.
Good morning, T-Bone.
I hope you had a good weekend.
It was good. I spent some time with the family. The one concerning thing was actually yesterday when I woke up.
What happened?
I woke up at 6:30.
That's late for you.
Exactly.
Why was that concerning?
Because then I knew it'd affect me today, like last night.
Oh, did you not sleep well last night?
Well, I went to bed at my usual time, but I didn't fall asleep till like 10, 15-ish.
That's rough.
Something like that. So when my alarm went off, usually I beat the alarm, but like the alarm went off today. I had to get waken up by the alarm today.
Yeah, that's how I was too. It's one of those where I think now more and more I'm leaning on that alarm. So you guys don't see me at like 5:15. They better call somebody because I'm at that point. I'll still probably be late because I'm 40 minutes away. But I'll do my I'll rush in here.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to put your foot on the gas on the Mustang. You have to really test it out.
Yeah, I've done that a time or two, and good news, it passes the test. We'll just say that. Yeah, we have a lot to get to today. We will get into plenty of news that we had over the weekend. That we had some not great news for the Browns / a former Buckeye. We have got some LeBron updates. Connor Stalions running his mouth on Twitter and making some headlines there. But last week, I went to a concert, and I had a revelation. I don't know if you're aware of this, Tyvis, but you don't go to a lot of concerts, right?
Not at all.
Dylan and I were talking about this before the show. Producer Dylan is in the same boat that I am, which is I don't really need opening bands at concerts.
Oh, you went to just the main event?
My wife and I went to see a band we love called Emery. They played on Friday night, and it was a good show. The opening bands were good.
Wasn't it good to be on a Friday night so you could, like, really enjoy it?
Oh, I didn't have to worry about it. I stayed out late. I also learned... I have learned I'm not built for Friday nights out because we left that club at like 11:30 after the show was over.
Oh, I was rolling over at 11:30.
We walked out, and I walked into a sea of humanity I was not prepared for because it was at Scully's, so like it's the Short North area. High Street was going crazy. There's a lot of people. Walked by Town Hall, that was just people spilling out of that place. And I'm saying, like, as I walked by, I realized now I'm well over 20 years older than most of the people who were out at that time, which that made me feel very out of place. But also I realized I'm just not, I don't think I've ever been a person who said, oh, cool, it's 11 o'clock at night. Now it's time to start our evening. Like, that's the crowd that was out is don't even show up until 11.
Yeah.
And then you're out. I saw people, like, there were 3 women talking to police officers in the car. The police officers are sitting in the SUV, and they're like getting the police officer. They were playing music off their phone and saying and dancing, and the police officer, I swear I saw this, starts pushing the siren like the boop boop, like to the music, and I'm like, this is not my scene. I'm not aware of, like, good. I'm glad that we're doing community relations. I'm glad we're having some fun. It seemed like things were going well. I don't know what happened later that night. What I do know is it was like I was walking in a fever dream where I'm like, did I just see that happen? Did I see 3 women talking to a cop and got the cop playing music off the phone and he bloop, bloop, right to the song? It happened. And I asked my wife it happened, and I said, I'm not sure if I'm awake at this point or what. This was 11:15, 11:30 at night, too. I'm just like, and I know it gets crazier after that.
You know what? I've never been a person that ever really could stay up to see something like that. I've always been a getting to bed at 10 o'clock. But that right there, if I saw that, it might inspire me to start staying up a little bit later to see the police
Right.
actually hit their sirens to a song. That, first of all, that's the coolest thing I've ever heard about the
Right.
police.
Oh, that's true. Also, though, how do you have the wherewithal to stand
must
there
have
and be like, no, listen to this song,
No,
Mr. Officer, police
the
officer.
cop must have knew this person.
Had to know.
There's no way that these girls walked up to a random cop and was like, "Can you play your song?"
It was parked right outside of town hall. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, and then I didn't know at first I thought the bloop was like, get away from my car, which would totally be understandable. But then as we're walking, I still can hear the song and I hear it again, like right on the downbeat. And I'm like, this man is playing the song. He's playing it through his cop siren.
Man.
So that was wild to us.
I've been down in the short north a time or two, and I will say that the police, the males, are very popular amongst the women that go out.
Is that
I don't
a
know
thing?
why. Girls get drunk and they want to talk to the cops. If I were to psychoanalyze it, it would be like a sense of security type thing. Like, oh,
Sure.
this big strong man is here to protect me, so now I'm gonna go flirt with him a little bit.
Yeah, that could be. I mean, and I always have heard women in general love a man in uniform. I
That's
don't know how
right.
true that is. I've been told that's a thing. So I don't know, but it was a little too close for comfort.
Does football uniforms count?
I think.
I mean, that's a uniform. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Football players notoriously have problems getting people to find them attractive. You're
Hey,
exactly right. I've never heard of
I know a few.
the plight of.
I know a few. I know a few.
plight
of
of-
them.
yes.
Don't act like that.
Pour
man.
one out for all the football players who are like, I'm all alone on a Friday night on campus when you're a
sometime-
college football player.
Sometimes it's like that.
Big man on campus. Doesn't apply to
Sometimes-
college football players,
like
I guess.
Said, I know. I had a couple of teammates like that.
By the way, let's talk real quick about the Columbus Crew. Our Columbus Crew went down to Greater Kentucky, a.k.a. Cincinnati. They go down there. It's hell is real, right? That's the name of the rivalry because of
Yes.
the sign on 71.
Yep.
I've been down to Cincinnati for a couple of these games. It's always fun to be a road team because you can talk massive amounts of garbage.
You be doing that?
Oh, mouth doesn't stop. Once I hit Kings Island and I just
T-Bar.
started cussing it out. I'm cussing out
I'm
the.
shocked.
Oh, yeah. Come get it, Beast. Like I just yell at the Beast roller coaster. Yeah, fake Eiffel Tower. Yeah, what do you want? Jungle Jim? Like I'm just yelling at Cincinnati landmarks all the way in. Then when we're there, it's glory to Columbus. This is a crap town. Even though Cincinnati's great, and I love Cincinnati. I've had a lot of good times down there. When it's Hell is Real Week, nothing good came out of Cincinnati. I eat Skyline all the time, but not on Hell is Real Week. Nope. So they go down there.
You worse than me in the team up
Oh,
north.
you trust me. And I'll do the same if I go up to Ann Arbor. I'll talk all massive kinds. I don't care how many games we lose. I'll
Oh, I
talk
like
crap
to-
up there.
I love to wear my Ohio State hoodie up there.
Hey, I would love it more if they would win a game.
And if I just so happen to have my gold pants, I usually keep my chain tucked, but if I'm up there,
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta let them out.
Yeah. So I'm watching that game at home because I didn't go down this time, but I'm watching the game at home Saturday night, and they go down 1-0, 35 seconds into the game. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. Then the Crew give up a second goal before the 5-minute mark.
Usually that's a dagger.
Well, they say the most dangerous score in soccer is 2-0, but not 5 minutes into a game. That has a chance. You let one more in, the game's over. Like that's 2-0. You can come back from 3-0.
They would have blamed you. All the garbage you be
Well,
talking.
I do talk. And so then the Crew come back. They get a couple goals. They tie this thing up, and I start to believe again. Then they had a goal go in. Third goal, they take the lead. And I'm feeling it. I'm flying. And now it's like, okay, can they see this out? But Cincinnati's just coming in waves. They're just doing everything they can to try to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Then Wilfried Nancy is such a smart coach.
It's got to be beautiful.
He puts in 19-year-old Columbus product, like born and raised here, went to the academy, became like a Crew player, played for Crew 2, Taha Habrun, 19 years old, which means he's 13 years older than FC Cincinnati's stupid club, which has barely existed. But this 19-year-old child essentially comes in And a lot of Crew fans are like, why are we putting him in? We got other guys on the bench who we think would be better. Nope. What does he do? He intercepts a pass from Matt Miazga and runs it right past him. Matt Miazga, U.S. national teamer who can't play anymore, falls on his fat ass, runs past him. Taha Brun scores this goal, 4-2. Eat it, Cincinnati. Eat your chili. Yeah. Beautiful. What a game. What a win. Crew are back, baby. Yes. I was so fired up. Now, all those people, all those rednecks that drive back to wherever they live in Kentucky, because none of them live in Cincinnati. Because all the people who live in Cincinnati stayed Crew fans. That's what I know. All the Cincinnati people and Dayton people and Columbus people and everywhere else in Ohio is black and gold. If you're a Cincinnati fan, your trailer is parked in Kentucky.
Well,
I know that.
Don't they they claim, Kentucky claims Cincinnati.
I know they do. That's
Just
what they go drive to the Ark Encounter wherever they live. That's where they go.
I think
they go
the
down
state
to
up north.
Big Bone Lick.
The state up north claims Toledo.
They can have it. Mud hens.
You get rid of Toledo.
Yeah, I'm a Bowling Green guy. Did I tell you? Now I'm a Bowling Green guy. Go F Toledo. Yeah. Toledo sucks. I don't know. Toledo seems fine. The Mud Hens, I'm sure, are great. But no, didn't they fight a war over that? There was a little war between.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a war over Toledo. About who got to keep
Ohio
in
won,
there.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
But they lost in the long run.
Yeah. Well, right, because now we have
to keep Toledo.
They lost because now you have to keep up Toledo. I know. That is such a travesty. Anyway, once again, Ohio is black and gold. Cincinnati, I'm sorry for all of you fans who actually root for that stupid team. You should root for the Crew because we were here first, and you're in Ohio City. Kentucky fans, you can root for FC Cincinnati if you want to. Some bad news for a former Buckeye. We will talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, as the rain comes in, we are noticing a couple of crashes pretty early for our Monday commute. We're going to start over in Westerville this morning. Do expect some lane closures on that 270 eastbound ramp to 71 south because of a crash out there. But right now, our main concern for folks, if you're heading out the door, is going to be for folks over in Obetz this morning. We are noticing a disabled vehicle on that ramp to Alum Creek Drive, right from that 270 southbound area. It is blocked. A right lane out there because of disabled vehicle. Looks like a semi is involved. Drive time's not looking good. We got 30 miles per hour reported in that area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan traffic is sponsored by Buckeye Lake Marina. It's boat season at Buckeye Lake Marina. Largest new and used boat inventory in the 3-county region. Details and more at BuckeyeLakeMarina.com.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be, and if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Tri-State Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices across the tri-state area to serve you.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Here was a Reds doubleheader for the history books. On this July 14th, back in 1934, the Phillies hosted the Reds for 2 games. And in the first game of this twin bill, you have to wonder, did the Reds even show up? They trailed 16-0 after the first 2 innings and lost 18-0, one of the worst shutout losses in club history. Of course, they lost the second game as well, although this one was closer. But pitcher Paul Derringer gave up a 3-run home run to lose the game. And who hit the homer? It was Derringer's soon-to-be teammate in the Reds starting rotation, Bucky Walters, then playing for the Phillies. And it happened on July 14th, 1934, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Save big money on your next staining project right now at Menards. Pittsburgh's ultra-advanced semi-transparent exterior stain and sealant in one can be applied on damp wood, allowing you to clean the surface and stain in one day. Save big on ultra-advanced exterior stain and sealant. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
We're sending Austin and Berm to Vegas for Big Ten Media Day, and they're sharing a double bed. Hear from Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, and Ryan Day. It all comes your way Tuesday, July 22nd on YouTube and the 10 TV Plus app.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Jeff Wensing.
Ohio's public school educators are the heart of our communities, and they are passionate about delivering the great public education every child deserves. As I begin my term as Ohio Education Association President, I'm honored to serve these dedicated professionals as we work together to ensure our students have what they need to succeed.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A new week starts with scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, some which could have heavier downpours. Wake-up temperatures are in the 70s. For this afternoon, we'll see afternoon highs getting into the upper 80s with chances of showers and storms a lot more isolated throughout the day. Otherwise, skies will be partly to mostly cloudy. For tonight, lows down into the 70s with mostly clear skies. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
Tyvis played in some of the biggest stadiums in the world. T-Bone has eaten some of the biggest pizzas in the world. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Ate a big old piece of victory pie. I don't even know if that's a thing. After the Crew took it to FC Cincinnati, 4-2.
I'm happy
4
for
unanswered
you.
goals.
I'm happy for you.
Be happy for Columbus, my friend, because that's what we all drink in the glory of Columbus when the Crew win. That's right. I had some FC Kentucky. I call them Kentucky FC, KFC, because every time the Crew play them, it's finger licking good. It's delicious.
Do you think it's really a big difference between Popeyes and KFC?
Yeah. Popeyes is way better.
I concur.
I mean, I grew up on KFC.
This is hilarious.
I grew up on KFC, but Popeyes, yeah, you can get a spicy version of anything.
You know what's funny? I feel the same way, but I was with Bull. I do the Cleveland show with Adam the Bull.
Uh-huh.
And
by the way, I respect his opinion on food because, like me, that's a man who's eaten.
Yes.
He's had his food.
And he claims that KFC is better.
No.
And I looked at him like, are you serious to me? He said KFC's better. Now, to be honest with you, KFC is third. It's Popeye's Church's Chicken, then KFC.
If we had more churches around, that's the problem. I just don't. There's not. I don't.
Church Chicken. I go. Listen, it was one on. I think it was Cleveland Road or something like that.
Cleveland Avenue used to be. That used to be Cleveland, and was that Fifth Avenue? That used to be Chicken Corner.
It was to try the holy trinity of chicken, churches, KFC, and Popeyes.
Had them all right there.
I will take that ride to go over there to churches to get that. That was
Oh yeah, but that area. Do you remember when it had 3 of them? Because there used to be like Dylan said, there was a KFC and a Popeyes and a Church's all on that corner. It was Chicken Corner. And then they started. One of them went away, and then another one went away, and I don't know if any of them are there. But like,
Church's Chicken
there used to be
still there.
There used to be 3 of them on that corner, Tyvis, and trust me, I too took that journey many a time. Sometimes to go to one place to get a few pieces of chicken over here, and then I go right across the street and add a couple more pieces and mix and match and have a good old time.
You said we need more churches to consider it better than KFC. If we also get more Bojangles, also better than KFC.
That's coming soon on 23 by my house.
They have
shout
one
out to
over
Bojangles.
Here's the thing with the Hilliard Rome Road. There's a Bojangles on Hilliard Rome Road. It's been there for at least a year or 2.
That's the one that Tim goes to.
Yeah, that's the one T-Bone goes to as well. Whenever he's over there.
I've never had it. I'm waiting on them to finish building it.
My guys at Valley Ford are right over there, right off the freeway. And so when I go to see them, I then go over there and get my chicken. But here's the problem. I don't know if they've changed this recently, but when it first opened, that place only had chicken strips. They didn't have like the bone-in pieces of chicken.
That's what I think Tim said that.
And I don't know if that's just a supply chain thing or what the deal was with that. But yeah, Bojangles is great, but you do need to have the option to get a bucket of chicken and not just get chicken tenders. They do have a boneless filet that's excellent that they put on their sandwiches. Those breakfast sandwiches are out of this world from Bojangles. I don't care what anybody says. That's one of the best breakfast things you'll put in your face.
See, I haven't had the local Bojangles yet because I live off of Sawmill, which I feel like is one of the worst traffic situations in the city. Hilliard Road is up there with it, so I don't want to leave my traffic situation to go to another traffic situation just to get some chicken.
The good news is the Bojangles on Hilliard Rome is south of 70.
Okay.
So it's not in the part that usually gets all snarled. There's now a Sheetz over there. There's a Taco Bell over there. It's where the Menards is. So, see, I know my places. Trust me. When I saw that there was a Taco Bell Sheetz, that's not quite chicken corner, but Taco Bell Sheetz and Bojangles and a Menards all in one spot, like that's a good avenue for me. I'd like to be over there. I like to go that way a lot because there's plenty of things that I like over there.
You talking about all this food? You know, Cardell and I was supposed to start a water diet or water fast today.
What? Okay.
I don't know if
you mean fasting just water? That seems kind of counterproductive.
You know, the 72-hour thing where you drink water for 3 days. Only water for 3 days.
Okay.
He's done it before. He said he's doing it again today. I told him I'd do it with him. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't eaten anything today, so we'll see.
I support you in your endeavors. But
all this chicken talk ain't helping.
He said he would support you, not be sensitive to your struggle.
Did I bring it up? I just want to point out, Mr. Water Diet over here, I believe, is the one who said,
I didn't say
which one's better, KFC?
I haven't decided if I'm going to do it or not.
It's the day of. It's time to decide, Tyvis.
Until I eat. Technically, I'm on it until I
eat. Yeah, you and me both. Today is water. Actually, it's not because I'm already drinking a pop. So there you go. Little Coke Zero this morning. Sorry. Carbonation before noon. I know. Terrible. How dare I? Bad news for Quinshawn Judkins. Or, I don't know, like bad news for him or not. We'll find out, right? Because either he's been accused of domestic battery in Fort Lauderdale. He was arrested, according to the Broward Sheriff's Office, 9 a.m. Saturday. They responded to a call for delayed battery, essentially is what they're saying this was. They spoke with the victim, did a preliminary investigation, and they say their preliminary investigation, the police there, revealed a battery had occurred. Fort Lauderdale police said they made contact with Quinshawn Judkins, placed him into custody. Judkins had been charged with misdemeanor battery domestic. So there was a bond hearing. I believe he's out on bond now. It was like $2,500. However, his attorney, David Weinstein, said the incident happened on July 7th after leaving an airport, but was not reported until Saturday. Now, I'm no legal expert, but it seems to me not the greatest thing when your attorney says, oh, yeah, he definitely did this. Yeah. It just didn't happen at the date. Like, everyone's now focused on, because I've seen people, instantly jumping to that and saying,
why did they wait so long
why did this person, this woman, wait so long to call this in? And his attorney is like, yeah, she's got people who are trying to help, get her to exploit this or whatever. And I don't know, man, we're not going to know what happened here, right? Short of a Ray Rice level video coming out, we're never going to know. But the way I look at these situations always is, if he did anything like this, he should go to jail. If he didn't do anything like this, then obviously it's bad that anybody would make something like that up. But I think it's interesting people immediately jump to a side and say, oh, yeah, it's definitely this or it's definitely that. We don't know.
Yeah, I'm always one of those ones. I like to see the facts because I don't like to grill somebody if they don't deserve to be grilled. You know, like there has been many times where things like this have been true. Then there's been times where things like this have come out and it wasn't true. And I like to see the whole facts. You know, the only thing I can think of is like, I think didn't Mike Hall go through this last year?
Mike Hall had also,
and then his girl like took the statement like she did. I forget. I
forget how the Mike Hall situation went, but yeah, Mike Hall, also former Buckeye, who was also drafted by the Browns last offseason, had this happen. The NFL investigated that, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe he served a 5-game suspension for that.
5-game suspension.
So
now Quinshon's in a interesting spot because if he did do this, he hasn't even signed his contract yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would work with the Browns.
Well, there's a bunch of players from the football side of this. There's a bunch of players who are drafted in the second round who
it's
have
like
not
30 of the 32
have not signed their contracts
because the dude from the Texans signed a fully guaranteed contract, and all of them saying we want that deal.
Yeah. And that
the Houston Texans broke the second round.
I saw that. Well, also the Players Association, this whole thing that just came up, not to tie too many things in here,
but I was just seeing they just came out with a statement yesterday.
The Players Association had that collusion situation with the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that in January that all got swept under the rug, and we just found out about it a few weeks ago. That was all related to, hold on a second. The Browns gave Deshaun Watson all this money guaranteed. We can't have everybody doing that. Roger Goodell actively encouraged the owners not to do that. Some of the owners listened, some of the owners didn't. But the fact is the NFL front offices, it appears, definitely told the owners, don't give out this type of contract. Now you have a situation where the Texans gave out a contract that, quite honestly, I'm quite sure most NFL teams are like, fully guaranteed what now for second-round players? We weren't all ready for that. But all the players' agents, of course, are looking at that going, we want that type of cash.
Yeah.
If you don't see these players getting signed, that's probably going to lead to more people wondering if that collusion thing isn't still happening, if Roger Goodell isn't sending out memos or someone from his executive committee isn't sending out memos at the very least. Meanwhile, surrounding all that, like you said, Quinshon Judkins hasn't signed because of that situation and now has this issue where if he's guilty, no one feels bad for him. But if this is something where he's innocent or this is not what occurred, this is going to be used by the Browns to say, well, yeah, we're not signing this until we know something more concrete here. And I don't know that you'll ever get that answer because you can't necessarily. Like, how do you prove a negative in some cases? That's tough to do.
Well, it's just very evident that the NFL is not fans of fully guaranteed contracts. And I get it. I understand. From a business standpoint, I understand why. Because one injury and that's it. Like, the person may never be the same, but you're still on the hook for all of this money. So I understand from that motto, but they are really jumping over hoops to try not to do this. And obviously there are some owners that believe in, I want my guy to get taken care of. So something's got to give on this one. And I don't know what the NFLPA got going on. They said it was a false report that they told they guy to step down.
Well,
and I was like, they should have told him to step down because he had a chance to really blow this thing wide open. Like, y'all did what? Like, you could have really changed the whole trajectory of contracts moving forward, and you just let it go. And it just makes you wonder, like, how much do they pay you for that?
Well, and I wonder too how many NFL teams might point, fair or not, at this Quinshon Judkins situation and say, don't tell your client that's why we're not signing guaranteed contracts because we're not going to be on the hook for paying someone.
I'm sure you
there should be clauses.
There's language you could put in.
But they could also point to that and say, do you want to wait for something? What if you get an accusation? Maybe you want to just sign now and get the best deal you can because now
about the other second round picks.
Yeah, they might point to that and say,
what they gonna say? That wouldn't be me. I wouldn't even put myself in that situation. That's what they'll say.
I'm sure they would. I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised if there's more to this that comes out. I don't know what's going to happen in Quinshon Judkins' case, but I wonder if it has any ramifications with some of those other second round picks.
That NIL money, they not thirsty for the money because they already got a couple dollars in their pocket.
That's a good call. You're exactly right. Clip that in 2 minutes. A guy won a trophy yesterday, and we talked about how this guy almost was bounced early in his tournament. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, we are noticing a new crash for folks over on our west side this time. Do expect some lane closures on State Route 29, that eastbound area just south of Enterprise Parkway and south of 70 out there. Because of a crash, things are looking good. The road is still open, but do expect some delays as you step out the door this morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Columbus Aesthetic and Plastic Surgery. Visit experiencecaps.com today and use code TYVISCAPS for $1,000 off a NeoGraft treatment.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net. Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Listen to that! Son of a... That's unbelievable! Oh my goodness! Holy smoke! Just incredible!
T-Bone and Tyvis present Clip That.
Sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com. Receive a 100% match when you deposit up to $400 with the Prime Sports Ohio app.
Over the weekend, a little tournament called Wimbledon happened in the world of tennis. Men's tennis, this was the winner.
It's Yannick Sinner's time to shine at Wimbledon. A show of force to dethrone his rival here.
Yannick Sinner taking it over Carlos Alcaraz, who won the French Open. And those two have been in many a final together. But you might remember, we talked about this last week. Yannick Sinner was going up against a guy who wasn't like a highly rated player.
And he messed his pec up.
Yeah, the guy was up 2-0 on him.
That's why.
And then he had to retire.
It's so sad because what I said last week is exactly what I did. I seen him win, and I said, yeah, you got to put an asterisk next to this. Like, I congratulate you for doing it, guy. It's impressive to win the whole thing, but a man don't pull his pec, you might not even be in that situation. So it's I got to put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how many times I'm sure it's happened with, if you go look at like Venus and Serena and all the titles they won, and there's probably stuff like that happens in tennis. It's probably more common than
he was
I'm not
down
a huge
2
tennis
sets
fan.
and he was losing the match.
I think he was losing that match when he retired, but like it was a rough deal. I can't remember who the player was that had to retire, but they were even talking on the broadcast like, oh, this is so sad. And I guess this guy has had injury issues throughout his career, and this was yet another time where he had it happen. The number 1 player, number 2 player in the world, Yannick Sinner, right? If you beat him, that's an all-time upset. It would be talked about. It would be a great story in Wimbledon. Said we'll never know. And he goes on to win and hoist that trophy. So congrats to Yannick Sinner.
I mean, he ain't going to look at it that way. He going to be like, you know what I went through to get this? I earned this. And I'm going to just say, hey, You did, and I ain't taking nothing from you. I'm just saying you was down 2 sets. That's all.
Well, that's right. By the way, 1 hour and 10 minutes from now, 7:45, our overachiever of the week. We are going to talk about a former NFL player that I don't think I think most people, when I say this guy's name, you're going to say, "Oh yeah, I remember him.
Mm-hmm.
He's good player." I think there's a part of his story that at least I wasn't aware of, you weren't aware of. We're going to talk about a former NFL wide receiver that, like, you want to talk about an overachiever who overcame some stuff. Like, this man almost didn't play professional football, and then got to a point where he became an all-time great. So, we will talk about that at 7:45. I also saw this. There's a lot of rumor, speculation, stuff floating out there about LeBron. You've got everything from...
He do this on purpose.
Well, he probably does.
He wants to be able to cut on ESPN and see, oh, they're talking about it. I'm telling you.
Sure he doesn't.
I'm telling you.
Sure he doesn't dislike the attention, right? So he didn't attend, to my knowledge, I don't think he attended the Bronny Cooper flag game in the Summer League. But then they played again. Well, Bronny did, his son, and he was attending that game. I believe that was either on Friday or Saturday night. And
was that last?
Maybe I don't think it was last night. It was 2 nights.
Might have been yesterday afternoon.
Okay, maybe it was yesterday afternoon. All right, whenever this was, ESPN broadcast is there.
Oh yeah.
They saw LeBron sitting there and they went up and asked, "There's rumors about you playing different places. What is going to happen with you?" Here's what the broadcast said about that.
Now, I asked LeBron just before tip-off if he'd like to join the broadcast to discuss everything, and he told me, quote, "I ain't got nothing to talk about." Guys.
So there you go. ESPN tried. Good for them for asking. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking, but if he says no, I politely decline, then that's fine. You leave that alone. But nothing wrong with reporting that either. The news stories out over the weekend were saying that 4 teams have contacted the Lakers about LeBron's services and about trading for him. They're kicking the tires.
And one of them is
the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, we talked about last week how with the second apron and all the new rules that are in this current CBA, the deals that they would want to do are going to be so difficult to move enough salary to get him to come over. If the Lakers would even do it, if LeBron would obviously waive his no-trade clause, it's thought that he would to go play with the Cavs because he wants to play for a contender. They certainly are. But the deal we talked about last week was like multiple players going over there, multiple key pieces. Yeah. It still wouldn't be enough for that deal to actually work under the CBA.
Here's my theory about this report that just came out, and you guys aren't going to believe that I'm saying this. I think the 4 teams being interested in a trade is a lie created by the Rich Paul camp.
You think so?
Yes. Not because
people don't know, Dylan, our producer, you are the number 1 LeBron fan.
Oh my God.
So for you to say
my
that,
sunshine, Pookie. Yes.
Your guiding light.
The reason why I wake up in the morning.
Right, sure.
Man's out of his mind.
I think he doesn't like the rhetoric that no one wants him because the casual basketball fan is like, oh, no one wants LeBron.
No,
like,
no, That's not what
that.
But no one wants to trade.
No one wants to trade for LeBron is the proper phrasing of that. And because of all the reasons why you mentioned. So he was like, hey, there are teams interested. Here are the teams interested, but I don't think they're actually interested in trading for him. He just was tired of hearing people saying, oh, no one wants to trade for me. So they came out with this, hey, these are the 4 teams that are interested, and they tried to trade for him, except for they didn't actually. They're waiting for a buyout situation or for 2026.
Yeah.
They definitely, I mean, either one, but if I'm them, I'd try to get the buyout situation. So if because I keep saying, if he gets traded to the Cavs, if it's him, Donovan, and Evan, well, LeBron don't play defense like that no more. So, like, it's not what it used to be. Like, it would still be good. They could go far, but to give up, then you have to lose Darius and Jarrett, like, and maybe DeAndre Hunter. Like, that to me is too much. Like, I feel like if that's the case, just get a buyout, and that way you can just pick to where you want to go. You don't have to blow up their roster. You could just go there and just be another piece.
Here, and I don't like counting another man's pockets, but if LeBron's going to do all this, just why didn't you just opt out, man?
It's $50 million.
Exactly,
well,
I know.
No.
I understand that, but I understand the other side of it. The devil's advocate is, What's $50 million to a billionaire?
Well, that's
$50 million.
It's $50 million.
What are you talking about?
But here's the other thing I look at with that, because I'm looking at I always enjoyed political science class. I took one of those at Ohio State, and I wish I would have stayed and finished, but also like taken some more of those classes. Because one of the things you learn in poli-sci is game theory, like that. What was it? Who's the guy who's in Gladiator? Why am I blanking on his name? The actor who played.
Now I'm blanking on.
Yeah, why are we all blanking? Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Right.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe played a mathematician in a different movie. Edward Nash, I believe, is the guy's name. Brilliant Mind. Something Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful
movie. Yeah.
Mind.
Great movie. But that is game theory, and that's what he worked on. And all that is what is the motivation of all these different pieces to do things? LeBron's motivation here is, I make $50 million. Worst case scenario, I opt into this deal. I make $50 million. I stay at home where my wife and kids are. I play another season where my son, maybe we have a few more moments on the court together. And I play for the Lakers, one of the most legendary organizations of all time, with Luka Doncic, and who knows. But that's his worst case scenario this year, is he makes $50 million to play for the Lakers.
Right.
I can understand opting into that if that's your worst case scenario. For him, though, like he said, he'd rather play for a competitor. And the answer is, I'm going to opt into this because I can just stay here and do this and be a guy who puts up more numbers for the Lakers, gets my name a little higher on some of their leaderboards of different things. And worst case scenario, I go sign where I want to next offseason, and that's fine.
It's still partially his fault the Lakers is where they are.
Sure it is. But if I'm LeBron, I look at it as I'm also part of the reason why they are as good as they have been over the years, and why I've been able to win them a title and all those other things.
Everybody puts an asterisk next to that.
They can put an asterisk next to it, but he can say, I put one in the rafters. Yeah, there's a banner that has no asterisk on it, and it's there.
I knew the Lakers was doomed when they hung up the in-season tournament banner.
Oh, well,
when they did that, I said, "This done. It's done."
That's when you knew the buses were selling, because that's not their team anymore. That doesn't seem like something they would do.
The asterisk next to the 2020 title, Tyvis, is hardest NBA title ever won. That's the asterisk.
Yeah,
next
no
to
fans,
that one.
no anything, just pure
neutral court,
grit.
no home court advantage.
Right,
all even across the board, Tyvis.
Yeah, that's right. The motivations for the other teams, though, involved here, Lakers are trying to rebuild, so they want to move him to the point. Would they want to move him enough to buy him out and then just say, fine, you helped us win a title, here's $50 million?
Why would they do that?
Because
that doesn't even make sense.
Because they're rebuilding. I don't know. I'm not saying that they will, but I'm asking if that is certainly a possible motivation for them, is to say, we'd rather just be done with the LeBron situation.
No, for what? We can still be competitive.
But if no one can trade for him and no one is willing to make that move, at some point it's like, yeah, but then we buy him out. You can spread that money out and you can move on. That's a possibility. And for other teams, again, it's the motivation enough for them to say, we'll go into the second apron of NBA spending to make this happen for LeBron for 1 year. Right now, that doesn't seem to be a strong motivation. Well, so LeBron's looking at it and saying, hey, if that's my worst case scenario, I'll stay put in L.A.
He wants to be bought out so he can go play on the vet minimum, because then he'd be bought out for, $50 million? And all right, I'll go play on the vet minimum,
and then
because I've already got $50
that team
million.
has all the room to pay the rest of their players, and LeBron can be on a vet minimum and be a part of a championship level team. It's not a terrible strategy, is all I'm saying. If you're a college football coach, you are not allowed to play golf. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and good morning. Definitely waking up to some wet roads out there, especially for your Monday morning commute. 71 at 270 over on the north side by Worthington and Westerville. Looking very rainy out there. Definitely want to make sure to take it nice and slow. Give yourself extra time on the roads this morning. Of course, make sure to take it nice and safe. Same situation going on for folks over on our west side. 70 eastbound if you're taking that direction. Looking a little bit slower, of course, because of the rain and more people heading out the door. We got 48 miles per hour for your drive time there. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
With rates as low as 8.99% APR, now is the perfect time to save your summer with a debt consolidation loan from BMI Federal Credit Union. Visit bmifcu.org/consolidate.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Don't miss Ellie De La Cruz and your Cincinnati Reds take on Shohei Ohtani and the reigning World Series champs, the Los Angeles Dodgers, in a 3-game series July 28th through the 30th. Presented by Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste. Plus, on Tuesday, enjoy another Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesday with $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Earn 2% cash back on purchases and pay 0% APR on balance transfers for 15 months with a new Kemba Financial Credit Union Visa. That's more rewards and less interest. Apply at Kemba.org. For purchases and balance transfers made in the first 90 days, restrictions apply. APR equals annual percentage rate. Variable and subject to change. Equal opportunity lender expires 10/31/25.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
When it comes to home improvement, you've probably asked yourself a few key questions. Is the salesperson trustworthy? Will the company follow through on their promises? And is the work going to be a lasting solution, not just a quick fix? At Newman Roofing, we get it. As a locally based, family-owned company, we know how hard it can be to find a contractor you can truly trust. For over 33 years, we've been providing homeowners across Central Ohio with reliable roofing solutions done right the first time. When you choose Newman Roofing, you'll be greeted by value-driven professionals in clean company vehicles and crisp uniforms who show up with a smile and take the time to answer your questions. Because for us, it's not just about the roof. It's about protecting your home, your family, and the trust you place in us. If you're thinking about your roof or siding, call the local company that puts integrity first, Newman Roofing. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
They were national champs on the football field, but how far can they hit us softball? Find out at the Monogram Homes Cardale Jones Charity Softball Game.
Presented by the Ohio State University Army ROTC. Saturday, July 19th at Huntington Park.
Bring the whole family and watch Team Cardale battle Team Braxton Miller. Don't miss the Home Run Derby and see stars like Ted Ginn Jr. and Maurice Claret. Get your tickets at 971thefan.com. Do it now.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Two men who both know the value of a good hat.
Your balls!
This is Bone and Tyvis.
You can tweet the program at Bone and Tyvis 971, or you can hop in the YouTube chat. If you watch on YouTube, you can check out the camera from our antenna here at the Fan and 10 TV, high above city. I can see that Columbus right now covered in rain, or it looks like covered in clouds. Where we are, it's raining. So if you're out there and it is raining, drive safe. Be careful with the wet roads. But I saw this story, Tyvis, about Hugh Freeze. Not my guy.
You're not a Hugh guy, huh?
No, I mean, I always thought he was.
He's
Auburn.
No,
he's
at
Auburn
now.
He's still at Auburn.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was famously the Ole Miss coach.
Yes.
Who
paid his recruits to get the number one class.
Yes. And then when everybody said, gosh, it seems odd that Ole Miss was able to do that.
Who was the athletic director at that time?
At Ole Miss? Was that Mr. Bjork? I forgot all about that because he was there before Texas A&M.
Yes,
I forgot all about that.
Yes, it was.
If I'm not mistaken, wasn't that the time where Hugh Freeze said, here's a phone number we've set up for the compliance department. If you've heard of anything going on, call them and tell them that you think we're doing something illegal because we'd like to know. We think we're on above board. And then it turned out phone calls were part of the reason why Hugh Freeze had to go because Hugh Freeze was calling numbers for escort services.
Got on the Rick Pitino recruiting plan.
But they had a clause because it's so funny because did he actually get fired for calling escort services? Not really. What he got fired for was because they knew it was coming down. They knew the hammer was going to drop from the NCAA. They fire him and get rid of him for cause because they said he broke a clause in his contract. And they go after him and say, oh, yeah, it's because you were calling escort services and whatever. That from a company phone, that's the reason we're firing you. And in reality, it was probably because they were like, yeah, this guy's not going to be able to do anything if he's not paying recruits. So they got rid of him. They got out of that deal.
Well, Auburn's supposed to be pretty good this year, isn't they?
Well, they're not supposed to be terrible, but the problem is their recruiting class because Hugh Freeze, you might remember, went to Liberty, where he then Liberty University, Jerry Falwell University.
Was he there with Malik Willis?
If he wasn't, he helped recruit him, but I think he might have. No, I'm saying he helped build that program back up, and then he got to Auburn because of how well he did recruiting there.
Okay.
Although I still can never forget Hugh Freeze. He had some kind of medical procedure, and they had him in a hospital bed. Do you remember this? He coached a game, at least one, maybe multiple, from the press box in a hospital bed because whatever procedure he had to stay in the bed. They had the bed brought up an elevator, wheeled him in there, and so they won a game. And after they won the game, the camera pans him, and he's just laying in the bed with his thumb up with his headset on. It's one of the greatest pictures in college football history. If you don't remember that, you have to go look that up.
I have to Google this.
Tyvis is motivated now. The next time he has a procedure, he will be doing the show remotely.
I love that.
From a hospital room.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
so
he sure is. And he got the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Hugh Freeze.
That's dedication right there, man. How could you not go sell out for a guy like that?
I mean, that's true. I guess that's fair, right? Is that he definitely believed in being there for his team. I understand that. He also, one of my favorite quotes of Hugh Freeze ever was when he got to Liberty and they asked him, about his past. He said, well, he gave that all in he's a very faithful man. He gave that to Jesus Christ. And he said, as he put it, there's only one thing that could happen with all the crap he's done in his life. Jesus Christ is the only person who could handle the terrible person that he was.
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
It's a great quote. I'm a big fan of that quote. Anyway, now Hugh Freeze is on. What do you hear?
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
My guy. Anyway. So Hugh Freeze now is at Auburn. He's got problems because they're accusing him of not taking recruiting seriously. And at Auburn, it matters.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Auburn, Alabama.
Listen, Bama right now looks weak.
Yes.
So this is our time to just run the Iron Bowl. We can run up our victories in the Iron Bowl.
Yes. So their 2026 recruiting class early on was one of the top. It was like top 10, top 5. Now, unfortunately, that class has fallen to the bottom half of the SEC rankings, let alone. So it's not like a top 25 class right now.
He's about to get fired.
Well, they're worried about this because Tigers currently have 9 commits for next year, including 3 4-stars. That class is ranked 78 in the country. Meanwhile, Hugh Freeze, it's been known that he's been playing a lot of golf. So this is what's getting blamed for it is you could be out recruiting as opposed to playing golf. He defended this. He said, everybody seems to like to talk about my golf game. I do love golf. I enjoy playing. But what people don't realize, I assure you, I've never missed a camp day or a recruiting day. But if camp got over at 3 o'clock one day and Jill, his wife, and I go out at 4:30, we absolutely might do that. I'm not apologizing for that part of it. But my focus is 100% on getting Auburn in that win column. The USGA's Golf Handicap Information Network database shows that he has played a dozen rounds this year, more than 4 other SEC coaches with public handicap records. This is where we're at. We're looking up the guy's USGA handicap results to find out if he's playing golf too much. And I'm here for it. That's college football.
Of course you are.
That's college football, baby.
No, he need to lock in. This is a pivotal year for him. If he don't get it done, they might be showing him the door.
Chad Holmgren. He got
locked.
Right, let me lock in. Right. I agree. I don't know what is they said that as when it comes off the tee from him though, it's like Scotty Scheffler.
I'm above average in length.
That's right. Again, what was that, Hugh Freeze, you said?
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
That's right. So, this just in. If you're a big-time college football head coach where you're making $8-9 million a year to recruit, guess what? You can't play as much golf as you want to. Ask Steve Spurrier. It doesn't go well.
I can't believe he said that.
She said it.
Did he not think about him before he talked?
No, he never does. And that's what I love. I love listening to college football coaches out of context. It's one of my favorite things ever.
You know what, though? I can't even blame the guy. Sometimes I don't think before I speak either. I just say it, and then I think about it.
We're talking for 3 hours a day. It's going to happen. It's okay. But guess what? That's going on the board. We'll have that. That's ours now. We're claiming it. The new rules of college football continue to change. We'll explain next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are still noticing some major backups for folks over by Groveport and Obetz this morning. We still see a disabled vehicle that's on that ramp to Alum Creek Drive from that 270 southbound intersection there. The right lane still blocked at this hour. We do know a semi is involved, so it will take a little bit of time for crews to move that to the side. There's 21 miles per hour is your drive time. Again, 270, that southbound area over to Alum Creek Drive. That ramp looking a lot slower than usual for Monday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's Tyvis Powell, and I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds and without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and the platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No masking the pain. This goes to the root of the problem. Their cellular treatment contains growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. And this is critical. 92% of patients report satisfaction with their results. Real results that let you move easier and live better. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Learn more about something that could be life-changing. A licensed medical provider will go over your x-rays and MRIs and see if you're a good fit for these breakthrough treatments. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Open a money market account at Kemba Financial Credit Union and enjoy a 4.00% APY intro rate until April 2026, 6 times the national average. Maintain easy access to your funds and secure financial stability. Don't miss out. Offer expires July 31st, 2025. Visit Kemba.org. Restrictions apply. Advantage status and $5,000 minimum and $1 million maximum deposit required. APY equals annual percentage yield. Comparison based on FDIC average. Federally insured by NCUA.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain. You don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free, guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Did you know dropping your first 25 pounds with Awaken 180 adds 6 to 8 yards to every shot? Even better scores every 5 pounds after that. Look it up. Freedom from excess fat is measurable. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year.
With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
When it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets, don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit EventRiskInc.com.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians beat the White Sox 6-5 yesterday in extra innings. After being down 3 runs after the 5th, the Guardians came roaring back in the 6th, scoring 4 runs in the inning, including a Kyle Manzardo 3-run blast. Stephen Kwan was the star in extra innings as he had the game-winning sac fly RBI, followed by a sliding catch in the bottom half of the 10th to help Cleveland secure the victory going into the All-Star break. The Reds were also victorious last night, avoiding a sweep by beating the Rockies 4-2. The Reds are the only team in the Bigs to not get swept this season. The win also marked a milestone one for manager Terry Francona, as that was his 2000th career victory. This update was sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Don't put off losing weight this summer. Reach your goal during the easiest season for weight loss. Awaken 180, the official weight loss program of summer.
Tyvis is drinking a protein shake for breakfast. T-Bone is eating a protein donut, minus the protein. And it's more than one donut. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Found out in the last segment, Tyvis is a big fan of this quote from Hugh Freeze.
And he is the only one I've ever met that can handle my junk.
That reminded me of a quote from our guy Anthony Schlegel, legendary Buckeye. This is one of the things he said, I believe on, I don't know if this was on with Morning Juice or on a pregame, postgame show. This is Schlegel from a few years ago.
Because if everybody forgets, the week before, he stroked a dude with his hands. I mean, like, made him leave the game.
Right. I bet it did. That's the way I think it would be for me, too, if that happened during a game. I'd have to leave.
Schlegel has no shame.
No, we know. I mean, Anthony Schlegel. I've always said Schlegel would have been awesome as he was a great football player, but then if he could have parlayed that, as many guys have done, into a pro wrestling career, right? Anthony Schlegel would have been perfect. Like, he's got the personality for it. He obviously loves to train. He's not afraid of a bump. Like, Schlegel would be the guy going through tables and stuff and selling out to make the show look awesome.
Yes.
And I'd appreciate that. another former football player who did go to be a wrestler. He had his last match over the weekend, right, Dylan? Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
Yes,
and
he
he
lost.
lost in his hometown. He got choked out by Gunther.
Yeah, I saw that. But you know what, though?
It's a shame.
That's it was a long Goldberg match.
Yeah,
all
15
of like
minutes. Yeah. That's a marathon for him.
They shouldn't have did that though. Like that. You first of all, you know he owed, and you could have. But you know what? WWE owes him nothing because he's a WCW guy.
Well, but they bought WCW, and that's why he ended up having a much longer career in WWE. But I will never forget the run Goldberg had with WCW, however many wins it was in a row.
180 something in a row, depending on what week it was and how they wanted to exaggerate that.
For those who weren't alive during that time or who just don't remember it, or God forbid you actually had a life and didn't watch pro wrestling like I did growing up, but when WCW, like Monday Nitro, was it Thursday Night Thunder, I think was the other thing they had for a while there. That when that music would hit for Goldberg and he would come busting out of his locker room door and then he'd walk through the hallway and they'd follow him and they'd have the camera on him and he'd just be and like grabbing his elbows. I mean, that was great. As like me in high school, I was like, yeah, snot's flying out of his mouth. And then all of a sudden he'd get into the smoke and now they'd have the sparklers going off on him and it'd singe his body hair off of his body. And then the fireworks, he'd bang, he'd put his hand up. I mean, that was that would take 5 minutes for him to get out of his dressing room into the ring, all to go out and have like a 14-second match where he would just hit the guy with a spear, jackhammer, right down 1, 2, 3, over. Done. I mean, those were good. But I can't deny that every time it happened, I was jumping up and down in my den watching that as a kid. And my parents didn't even know I was watching wrestling. And I'm just like, yeah, Goldberg, that's right. Like, I loved it. Even though I knew it. I know it's fake. I know it's all gimmick.
It's not fake.
It's not fake.
It's scripted.
That's
Don't
right.
use the F word.
That's right.
Don't
It's right. It's scripted.
When I watched Jeff Jarrett hit them with that guitar, that was the realest thing I ever seen. I watched the guitar bust wide open.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it busted open. Sometimes that happened to the foreheads, too.
Yes.
Guys take chair shots.
It'd be
unprotected chair
just
shots.
Gushing blood.
Oh,
Mankind's tooth going into his nose after getting thrown off Hell in the Cell. Not fake.
That's not fake. That's real. You're exactly right. We actually met Mick Foley. He came in here once and we interviewed him. And when I tell you, it was, number one, he's not the biggest guy in pro wrestling as far as physical size. But when I tell you, he walked through the door and it was like a refrigerator was walking at you. Like, just not even fat, just like he wasn't the most in shape guy, but you could just tell every part of that guy was just welded steel under it. Whatever you saw on the outside, you know this is a man who's been through everything. And he could, if you had to fight, you wouldn't want any part of Mick Foley / Mankind, any of that. Cactus Jack, none of his personas. I remember when they said that wouldn't work. Can't come over as Cactus Jack. No one knows who that is. He was great. Anyway, R.I.P. R.I.P.
Have a nice day.
R.I.P. to Bill Goldberg's career. He is still very much with us. You've also reminded me with the Bang Bang. There was a couple of kids in our high school who were dating, and it was alleged that something had occurred in the back of someone's vehicle after like a basketball game.
Yeah.
And so for the rest of that year, that kid's nickname was Bang Bang. Got it done. Dude love. Cactus Jack. Something. Yeah, it was quick. It was a Bill Goldberg match in the back of that car. 1, 2, 3. There was a jackhammer involved. All right. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. No one knows the rules of college football in the NCAA. I don't know how we're ever going to have a college football season here, but the House settlement, you just got the lawyers from the House settlement sending a letter to the NCAA on Friday saying all that stuff about NIL. The new guidance from the powers that be in college football, they have said you have to provide a legitimate business reason for giving money to a player. Can't just say, here's $100,000 to a recruit who's never done anything. There's got to be an endorsement attached to that. There's got to be some legitimate business thing. The lawyers from this House settlement that just came down have said, yeah, that breaks the settlement. You can't do that. So like Ryan Day, Ohio State, a lot of schools have been very cautious saying we don't want to break any of these rules And they're even saying, all the schools that are giving that guidance are now being told, no, you can't do that. You should be allowed to pay players however you want to. According to the lawyers who fought for this in the House settlement, they're saying the NCAA can't do this. So
we back to square one.
It seems like.
But they signed it.
No. The lawyers signed it, and they're saying you're breaking this by telling players, by limiting what players can make, you're limiting. There should be part of the revenue that they can get. They can get the TV revenue, sure, but then they should also be able to make whatever other revenue they want. The lead attorney on this, Jeffrey Kessler, he's the same guy who helped win the ultimate case that the Supreme Court upheld that gave us NIL in the first place. So this is his area of expertise when it comes to the law. He's saying, no, you can't tell players they can't get $100,000 for being just a great recruit. You can't do that. You should be allowed to pay them. So
listen.
So we don't know what's happening.
Listen, it's at the end of the day, it is what it is.
But what is it?
You need to they gonna just get paid no matter what, and it's about who can afford to pay. That's pretty much where we are headed towards. I mean,
that's what I think.
If you can't afford to pay them or get those guys, you have to make sure that you have some really good coaches on your staff that can develop talent. That's just what it's gonna have to be. So. Hey, I know it's all the Big 12 has come out and said salary cap. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But it's still, the NIL part of it is just, you can't stop it. Like, there's no way you can really just stop the NIL.
No.
Because who's going to stop a kid? If somebody wants to get that kid $1 million, just to get that kid $1 million, why would you want to stop that? Like,
the lawyers are literally saying, who's to say that that a collective, that is their business, is to help build a good football team? So if they want to give a guy $1 million as a 5-star recruit, that is a legitimate business expense. You can't say it's not, even though obviously we all know that's not for like endorsing a car,
yes,
right, or endorsing some product. They're saying that's the NIL's business. You can't stand in the way of that.
I was born too early. I really was. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I would be a millionaire, man. But it would have been. I had a couple dollars now. I had a couple dollars in my pocket.
You would have made some money off of those, just even like, a couple of interceptions that you had. Hey, we're going to license that photo and you sign. Here's 1,000 copies of that to sign, and here's what you get paid for that.
Just to pay my rent.
Yeah, that would have been good. Connor Stalions, he knows a thing or two about the rules of college football and breaking them. He proved over the weekend he's a big idiot. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are still noticing some major backups for folks over by Groveport and Obetz this morning. We still see a disabled vehicle that's on that ramp to Alum Creek Drive from that 270 southbound intersection there. The right lane still blocked at this hour. We do know a semi is involved, so it will take a little bit of time for crews to move that to the side. There's 21 miles per hour is your drive time. Again, 270, that southbound area over to Alum Creek Drive. That ramp looking a lot slower than usual for Monday morning. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment. Restrictions apply. Give them a call. 614-502-5220.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
You found the one, now find the ring. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. On July 25th and 26th, Wedding Weekend is back with event-exclusive pricing for 2 days only. Celebrate with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. It's the perfect time to upgrade, personalize, or say yes for the first time. Join us July 25th and 26th on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, save big on Heritage Farm boneless chicken breasts. They're only $2.49 a pound with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KFC.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The concert of the year.
Do you want to get back?
Paul McCartney live.
Get back to where you once belonged.
Paul McCartney got back.
Got to get you into my life.
A night of hits. Saturday, November 8th. Nationwide Arena. Tickets on sale Friday, July 18th at paulmccartneygotback.com. Bigger, better, and back in 2025. Paul McCartney.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
I love my public school. My teachers are awesome. And everyone who works here makes sure I have what I need to learn and be my best. My classmates and I need your support too. Please stand with the Ohio Education Association to ask for the fully funded public schools every kid deserves.
Ohio's public schools are the heart of our communities. They're safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive.
Because in Ohio, public education matters.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A new week starts with scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, some which could have heavier downpours. Wake-up temperatures are in the 70s. For this afternoon, we'll see afternoon highs getting into the upper 80s with chances of showers and storms a lot more isolated throughout the day. Otherwise, skies will be partly to mostly cloudy. For tonight, lows down into the 70s with mostly clear skies. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
All of the hair on their heads is slowly migrating to the lower part of their faces. And tracking. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis is outside.
We in
getting his work in.
We in 6 overtimes right now.
Oh God, you and Jacob Reimer, prime time playing basketball out there. Well, while you guys sort that out, let me tell you about this. It's been hot out. I know it's raining this morning, but you know the heat's going to be there all summer long. What you don't want to do is have the air conditioning from your windows leaking out. You want to keep that air conditioning inside your house. Your windows are the number one place where that air conditioning gets out. Allows the heat back in. Suddenly your house is overheated and you're using that air conditioning more than you need to. You need better windows. Window Nation has some of the best energy efficient windows on the market. And right now they got a great deal for you. 50% off all window styles this month. So in July, you call them up 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com to schedule your appointment. You can get 50% off all window styles plus 0 interest for 5 years. No interest until 2030 on the windows that are going to help you over the long run, save money with your heating and cooling costs, summer, winter, right? You want to keep the air that you're pumping in there at that right temperature in your house. Do it with Window Nation. Get the best windows you can find at windownation.com or 866-90-NATION. Call them today. So Sonny Dykes is the head coach at TCU, Tyvis. He was at Big 12 Media Days last week, and he mentioned that TCU changed some of their play calls ahead of their college football playoff game against Michigan. We knew this. TCU won that game, I believe it was like 51-49, high-scoring game. But suddenly their offense didn't have the problems that a lot of offenses did going against Michigan's defense.
people thought that was suspect, especially later when we found out that Connor Stalions had been finding some signals and using that information to his advantage. Well, this post got the attention of Connor Stalions, who went on his Twitter and posted quite a few messages over the weekend. He said, the continuous attempt to correlate signals to any wins and losses at Michigan is funny. There were 7 games in my time at Michigan where I knew almost every signal the whole game. And he lists off some of the games. 2021 against Michigan State, 2022 against Michigan State, 2022 against Penn State, 2022 against Ohio State, 2022 TCU, 2021 Georgia, and 2021 Wisconsin. He said, we lost 3 of those games because we didn't tackle well, and Georgia was historically good. We won the other 4 games because we dominated the line of scrimmage and tackled well. Blocking, ball security, tackling, run fits, and coverage tools, that's football. This is not rocket science. So this is him saying, yet again, the same old refrain that Michigan men have been using, which is, if you know what's coming, it doesn't matter. You still have to execute. Tyvis, you played college football. You played defense in college football.
Yes.
Would it help you as a safety to know roughly where the play's going and roughly who's getting the football and what you do and don't have to worry about on a given play ahead of time?
Yeah.
Would that be information you'd want?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think for the simple fact that, first off, if you tell me run or pass, that clears up a lot. And the people that's in the biggest bind when it comes to that is the linebacker. You know, if you watch a linebacker versus team and then you watch them versus 7-on-7, it's 2 different things. In his mind, 7-on-7, it's a pass. I know I don't have to worry about the run. If you know that over the course of a game, they can run play action all they want. If I know it's a pass, I'm not even going to step up. I'm going to get to my zone. A lot of the times, that's where a lot of completions come from, is from putting those linebackers in that bind, having them step up to take that run, then hitting that over route right behind them. That's a lot of the things that the team up north wanted to run. They like to do play action because they was a heavy run team, so they love to run play action and things like that. But when I look at it from a DB standpoint, if I'm playing safety, if I know it's run, I'm flat-footing and I'm getting ready to come downhill. If it's pass, then I know I got to get back in my zone. So it helps from that standpoint. But if I don't know exactly where the ball is going, all right, whatever. That's different. But it does help to know run or pass, which they definitely was doing.
So just that simple amount of knowing it's a run play or it's a pass play.
Yeah, it changes your mindset.
If you know this is likely going to the tight end in the flat versus this is going downfield, like all of what you're seeing here is a distraction. That play action, they're going to run, they're going to throw something deep. Go figure that would help. I mean, that makes sense to me as a non-football player, just someone who's watched the game over the years. So I don't understand how this is the Michigan argument, is that it really doesn't matter if we knew anything. We still had that.
I mean, that is true, too. If you could know the play, you still got to stop it.
Yes, but let me ask you, if it was a drag race and there were 2 cars involved and one is a Toyota Tercel and the other one's a Ferrari, you could say, yeah, but you still have to push the gas pedal and steer it. And it's like, yeah, that's right. But if I give you a better tool to start with, if I give you a huge advantage to start with, you'd have to be pretty bad to screw up with the Ferrari if you're going against the Tercel. I don't care if you have like a drag racing champion in the other Tercel. You've got the better tool right there. And so when he says, yeah, we still lost some of those games because we didn't block and tackle well, that's the point, dumbass, is that if you didn't have any of this information, you might have lost all 7 of those games. Instead of saying like, well, we still lost. Yeah, that shows how bad Michigan sucked when they had all the info and they couldn't win. Then you played teams that were better than you on every other facet. That one day, they looked like they couldn't get out of a paper bag, let alone get down the field against you. How did that happen? Maybe because your guys didn't have to worry about a pass play, your linebackers could fill gaps on the defensive line, and suddenly the run plays aren't working. Suddenly, you're winning the battle at the line of scrimmage, like he said, because they didn't have to worry about a pass going over their heads. They have to worry about covering the tight end because they knew they weren't throwing it to him. That kind of stuff, I would think, matters when you're trying to win a very tight college football game, right?
Are you hangry this morning?
Yeah, I am.
Do I need to hit the break?
You're the one on the water diet, not me.
I need to run upstairs and get you a Snickers.
He then went on.
You have a lot of energy.
I do. I have a lot. Well, it's part of the job. I woke up early. I'm ready to go.
No, I feel what you're saying, though. The thing is, the fact that they had knowledge of it, where it messes things up for me is, yes, you still got to execute it, but I don't understand. I don't know how this team would have been if they didn't know. Like the part of the thing for me as a player that I thrived on is I used to watch so much tape because I love to know what was coming. Like I had an idea, a general idea, but I was never 100%. Like that's football. You got to be able to look at it and be like, all right, what's our tendencies? If we come out in this formation, we need to switch this up because we've done this out of this formation so many times. So the fun part is getting to the game and seeing, like, did I study properly? Did I take the right things? If you sit there telling me the answers all the time, like, what's the point? Why do I need to watch tape? Why do I need to get prepared? You're going to tell me what's coming. So, like, that part to me takes the fun out of the athlete. And to me, what it's doing is you're going to have a lot of success in college with that. But when you get to the NFL, when you're on your own, when you don't have a guy that's telling you exactly what's coming, if you don't got a guy that knows the signals and all of those things, that's not going to help your NFL career because now that you're on your own, you ain't never put in the work, you didn't study and all those things. So in the grand scheme of things, they're really doing them a disservice for the next level. They got to learn how to be prepared for a game rather than solely relying on one person.
And this is why the Harbaugh thing that I always hear is like, oh man, he just really cares about his guys. And I'm sure, like, I've seen the videos of him now where he's interacting with Justin Herbert and he punched him in the shoulder pads, and he did that with J.J. McCarthy at Michigan, right? And it's like, oh man, he cares about these guys. He cares. Yeah, he cares so much that he let a guy cheat them out of things that could have helped them actually develop as players, to your point, because when you get to the NFL, you don't have that type of help. I saw more from Connor Stalions. There's another thing he said. He said, similar to Ohio State changing their signals, and he put that in quotes, changing their signals. He said, Ohio State changed their route concepts and some run concepts, not their formations and pass protection signals, which is all I cared about. Do you have any idea what that, because like I hear that and he's saying, yeah, the stuff they changed was inconsequential to what we were looking for, because he says they were focused on formations and pass protection signals. Because if he knew that there was pass protection on, then he probably knew it was a pass.
Yes, yeah.
Right. If there's, certain formations told them, as long as they're in this formation, this is what they're going to run. He somehow is trying to defend his actions by saying it didn't matter that I did this. But that's also, in a way, admitting that you did it, which is the whole damn argument that Michigan has made. Is like, number one, we didn't do it. But number two, even if we did, it wouldn't matter. Like at some point, you either robbed the bank or you didn't, or you attempted robbery, right? If you attempted to rob the bank and you didn't do it, and you're like, yeah, I never even was at the bank, but also I did rob the bank and I didn't get any money. So it didn't matter. It's like, well, which defense is it that you're using here? You weren't there, didn't rob the bank, or you did and you just weren't good at it. Which one was it?
I think what they're trying to do is he's trying to say, I did the things that normal people would do, and it shouldn't be seen as a punishment. That's kind of what he's trying to say, but it's the lengths that you went into doing it. Like that to me is the part that's crazy. And my whole stance on the whole sign stealing thing is it never really bothered me that much, but dressing up as somebody else to go on somebody else's side, like that to me, that's ridiculous. Like buying tickets and like literally just videotaping hand signals, like that's ridiculous. Now, if you telling me, like for me, if he was to say, I watched the games and I wrote down tendencies from just looking at formations of the game, all right, that's a totally different thing. But if you mean to tell me you went to a game and just solely looked at one guy to figure out who the sign guy is,
yeah,
like that's ridiculous.
All right, I want to know more about this because obviously you didn't play that long. It's not like you played 30 years ago where this wasn't going on. Like, you have a good knowledge of.
They could have cheated. They could have tried to cheat us, and we still would have blew them out. So I'm just telling you that. Now.
That's also a guy who had a lot of success against Michigan. I want to know more about this. So we're going to talk more about this Connor Stalions thing. What if it actually, like, what parts of it matter and what don't? I want to get to like the X's and O's of how this actually could work, and how dirty was Ohio State? What was Ohio State doing? That's the big Michigan argument. Oh, everybody's doing this. Let's find out. Let's talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis in 2 minutes on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. Well, it's definitely looking a lot busier out there in terms of crashes. Over to Grove City this morning, we're noticing that 71 northbound ramp, a crash there heading onto 270 westbound. Do expect some lane closures out there because of that crash. A little bit closer to Gahanna this morning, especially over by the airport. We are noticing a new crash at 670 westbound just past Stelzer Road. A left lane is still blocked there and definitely causing some delays. Lastly, we are noticing a disabled vehicle. This is over in New Albany, 161, that eastbound ramp to Beach Road Northwest. Expect some lane closures as well. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Victor's Home Solutions. Schedule your free 21-point roof and window inspection today at victors.com.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their comfort pledge. Get too hot?
My phone.
Oh, your phone. Should have known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
Both of these men played sports in high school. Only one of them was good at it. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
Meat Sweats in the YouTube chat said, gotta admit the cheating scandal is one of the best things that happened in college football. Now they have comms in the helmets, communications in the helmet, like they should have had 30 years ago. That's a fact.
I agree.
That's a very good thing that I guess you could say silver lining to that whole scandal was that did come out of it.
I did as a player, though, enjoy going up against teams that that would come to the line and then the whole team stop and look to the sideline. It was always funny to me because Coach Fick would say, if they look, y'all look. We all gonna look. So you got 22 players all looking to the side.
Well, and that's what Ohio State has done for many years, right? I mean, they would also look at the side. They'd still do it now.
They about to order because what they would do is they run a play, then they hurry up and get to the line, like they about to snap it again, and then they'll fake a count. Then they'll look to the sideline. But I never was a fan of that because that also does a quarterback a disservice because what it's doing is it's taking the thinking out of the game for the quarterback. Like, pro style quarterback, you got to be able to look at what they in, be able to make the adjustments, and then go. When you got people looking to the sideline, like the whole team looking to the sideline, that offensive coordinator is looking and he's saying, all right, this is what they in, this is what we doing. So it takes your thinking out for the quarterback.
Who was it? I don't know if either of you guys remember. Dylan, feel free to weigh in. The quarterback camp with Gruden this year, was it Jackson Dart, maybe? Where he said, give me a cadence, and he just walked up and was like, and they just clapped, and they were like, no, he's like, well, show me what you had. And Gruden obviously knew this, but he's like, no, show me how do you get a hard count? He's like, we just did that. Like, and it's like, yeah, in the pros, that's not how it's going to go. No. I mean, you're going to have to draw guys off sides. Just those little parts of playing quarterback.
To be honest with you, sometimes on them hard counts, really it's the center. I remember Cardell telling the story. I can't remember who we were playing. Can't remember. They just told this within the last year, him and Jacoby, because Jacoby Bourne was our center. And they said that they would work on hard counts all the time, but they never got anybody off sides because Jacoby would be the one saying, ready, say, go. And I hear people, so it wasn't never Cardale saying it. It was the center. When he said, go. And what happened is, I forget what game we was playing, but they finally got it. And when somebody jumped onside, they go, fire, fire. He'll snap the ball. And I don't know if they completed it or not, but it was so funny because they were so hyped that they actually got somebody to jump onside.
So they were doing hard counts, but it's like really at the line of scrimmage.
But the center is saying it.
The linemen are listening because that's all that matters, right? Is if the line knows when the center is going to snap the ball, that's what you really want. And then your quarterback, when the ball comes out, it's like, oh, I guess we're snapping
fire.
it now.
You say fire, and you know it's coming. Fire, fire, fire.
There you go. So this Connor Stalions over the weekend said essentially what Michigan men have been saying all along, which is that it doesn't matter that we knew the plays or had any of this info ahead of time. And also, we did know the stuff, but we only knew it because we did the same thing everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that from your time, I mean, you played defense. You knew, I'm sure, if you saw the running back move a certain way or someone go in motion, that gave you guys probably some insight. You have some of the best coaches in college football.
Yeah.
How much did you guys know on a day-to-day, and how much do you agree with Connor Stalions saying everyone is doing this? Everyone's doing something, I'm quite sure, but do you think everyone was doing to the level that Connor Stalions was doing, where you're actively watching guys give the signals like that?
No. See, that's the part that I think is too far, is the fact that you literally videotape the signal guy. Like, that's ridiculous. You bought tickets to go to games just to solely look at the signal guy. Like, that's ridiculous. You could just look at the tape. For me, I know a lot of successful players, you just look at the tape and I can tell you, oh, I got a good idea what's coming. The same thing you get from doing what he did, you could do that if you just stop being lazy. Your players need to stop being lazy. That's what it is. Your players need to stop being lazy and take what they're doing seriously. Look at the tape, study it. Don't look at it and I'm going to be in the building, he going to show me a couple of plays, and then once we leave out of here, I'm going to go do my own thing. Like, that's no. When you leave this building, you still need to be looking at tape. That's why you got an iPad. So you need to go home when you got some time, instead of getting on the game or instead of talking to your girl or whatever the case may be, look at the film. Just burn your eyes on that film. Look at the same play. Go look at teams that run a similar defense. Well, this is for me. When I was playing, I would find a team that ran a defense similar to what we ran. Reason I would do that is because when you do that offense is going to show you, all right, this is how we're going to attack. This is the weakness of that defense. So when you got that, that's what you need to know. All right, we're running cover 3. What is the cover 3 beater that they're going to run? This is how they're going to attack cover 3. So when you go into that game, I know exactly what you're about to try to do because I just watched you do it against another team that's running. So you sit there and you watch that game. You watch how that safety plays. This is how he played it. This is how he made the play. So when you see that formation in the game, it's like, all right, they come out in 3-by-1. This is what they did. They know we're in cover 3. This is how they attacked us in cover 3. So this is what I need to do and get ready for. That's what you're supposed to do. Not, oh, it's pass and this is what they're doing. Like that's. All right, well, what did I need to study for? I didn't need to study because you're going to tell me the answer. So to me, that's where I got the beef at, is that, like, here it is, people doing it the right way. This is how you reward yourself, by studying and watching film and all these things, versus, oh, I don't need to do anything. I can go kick it and do whatever I want to do because I know this guy's going to tell me exactly what's coming. So it's like,
Yeah. Imagine if they'd done all that and then had that extra info. Maybe they wouldn't have lost those 3 games that they were talking about. Where he said we still lost some games.
At the end of the day, the college football is about the trenches for sure. If you dominate the trenches, you usually go on to win that game.
Well, that's true. I do think, though, all of sports has a version of this, because every sport has their version of, here is what's acceptable espionage, trickery, trying to get the one up on your opponent. Here's what's acceptable, and here's over the line. Like the Astros in the World Series.
Banging on them trash cans.
Right. It is totally acceptable for you to have, like, a guy on second base trying to figure out the signal, right? It is totally acceptable for you to have a pitching coach who sits down and says, hey, here's what hitters are going to, this is what he's going to throw against you, to a hitter, to tell, like, your hitters, hey, this is what they're going to throw to you in this situation. This is what this particular pitcher likes to throw when he has this count. That's all on you, though, to keep that information in your head, to process it.
Yeah.
When they're literally telling you fastball and just smacking something to. That's a really inappropriate noise. But the point is, I don't have a trash can. But the point is, when that's happening, it's like there's no gamesmanship. It's just we're videotaping the signals of what they're doing and relaying that down. We're using a camera to zoom in on the catcher and say they're throwing a fastball this moment. That to me is that's this Connor Stalions thing. It's that next level where that's just above and beyond, and it is cheating. And I don't feel like that's cool. I don't understand how people could justify that.
To break it down in the school terms, it's like studying. It's like, all right, there's the person that studies all week for the test and takes the test Friday, and then there's the person that goes to the test that didn't study a thing but looks over somebody's shoulder. Like that's pretty much the big difference there.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. It's the old adage, like in auto racing, and I'm sure in other sports too. But like even in auto racing, there's like you can do things to the car to get a little aerodynamic extra something to give you a little bit faster. The driver still has to drive the car, all that stuff. But when they just literally take the engine and put in a better engine that no one else has, that's where it's like that's what this feels like. Where you're giving an extra advantage beyond the little bit of let's try to know every single call that they could make at the line. Let's see what they do against defenses like ours. That's all seems to be like, hey, man, if you're willing to watch that much tape, great. You'll be better prepared. When you just literally have a coach going, yeah, if the quarterback raises his hand, it's always going to be this play or whatever. Because we cheated and we videotaped this whole signal system and now we know all their signals. That's just I don't know how a Michigan fan could defend that. Other than, and I know how, because you won a championship and you don't want to believe it's fake. You don't want to believe there's an asterisk next to it.
I don't fault them for the championship run because, like I said, they was under investigation when they did that. So I give them that. But all the games before that, before they went under investigation, that's the ones I get an asterisk to. Yeah. The national championship, I give them that. They won that. I give them credit for that.
Yeah. Oh, you can. I don't. I still do.
They did. They won it.
No, I know, and that's the worst part. The most indefensible thing of the last few years here at Ohio State has been the fact they lost. Ohio State losing that Michigan game. That is the one that I think, no matter how many other national championships.
About last year's game?
No, the one that when Michigan won the national championship. Oh. And if Ohio State, now everyone knew they were cheating. That was all out there all season long. They were under investigation. You go win that game, you can finally say, hey, look, all that other stuff Michigan did, that was because they were cheating. Yes. When they beat Ohio State that time, it was like, maybe they are just better. And that's the one that one stings. There's no way around it. That's the one. You just can't have that one back, unfortunately, and it sucks. Overachiever of the week is next. We're going to talk about a guy who you have heard of in the NFL, a name that when I say, you're going to say, oh, yeah, that guy, I remember him. I don't think most people know this guy's story. It's incredible what this man overcame to play in the NFL. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still noticing some major backups and crashes out there with all the wet weather we've been noticing. The main concern is for folks over by the airport in Gehenna this morning. 270, that northbound ramp right at Stelzer Road. We have a disabled vehicle. So again, heading towards 670 westbound. The left shoulder is blocked because of that vehicle. Definitely noticing those backups. Want to make sure folks are taking it nice and slow. Of course, the rain is still in our metro area. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Did you know dropping your first 25 pounds with a Wicked 180 adds 6 to 8 yards to every shot? Even better scores every 5 pounds after that. Look it up. Freedom from excess fat is measurable. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Timmy Hall. Sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating. Not like me singing loudly in the shower frustrating. Real life aggravation. They might not return your call. The workmanship is sloppy. Maybe there's just general indifference about helping you. Frustrating sometimes doesn't even describe it. That's why I want to tell you about my new friends at Victor's Home Solutions. Victor's installs the highest quality roofs and windows you can buy, and they'll take those negative experiences you've had and turn them on their head. You'll experience prompt follow-up service, on-time appointments, and their teams are helpful, professional, and courteous. Their service and installation crews always go above and beyond because they know how much your home means to you. They offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install, and their windows come fully equipped with lifetime warranties. So call 1-866-VICTORS or go to victors.com. Get your free 21-point roof and window inspection. Experience their 5-star customer service and see why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Again, that's 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
Save big on everything for your next outdoor project when you shop at Menards. Shop our huge in-stock selection of AC2 pressure-treated lumber, decking, fencing, and timbers. All easy to load in our drive-through lumber yard. Get free estimates fast with our easy-to-use fence and deck design programs in-store and on Menards.com. Don't forget to check out our weekly flyer for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards. This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. One of these guys still believes he can play in the NFL. It's Tebow. He says it's because of his low center of gravity. He's dumb. This is Bone and Tyvis.
The Crew won Hell is Real. The Browns have issues with their Ohio State running back that they drafted. Lots more to get to this morning. But first, Tyvis has some stuff to tell you.
Yeah, I got to talk about things that's more important, and that's my hair. As a former pro athlete, confidence has always been key for me on and off the field. That's why I chose Caps for my NeoGraft treatment. They've got a great reputation, and after doing my research, I knew I could trust the team right here in town. The staff was professional, answered every question, and made the whole process smooth and stress-free. This wasn't just about hair. It was about investing in myself. The results are natural. It fits my busy schedule, and I already feel more confident if you can't tell. Guys, don't talk about this enough, but we should. Caps made it easy, judgment-free, and honestly, one of the best decisions I've made. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
All right. One of my favorite segments we do every single week. We talk about someone who should make us all be put to shame with how good they are. This is Overachiever. Let's hit it.
And now, it's time to highlight someone who's better than us in every single way. Meet our Overachiever of the Week.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
Jimmy Smith, wide receiver for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I say that name, pretty recognizable name if you watched the NFL in the 90s and 2000s, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you're pretty familiar with his legacy.
Oh, yeah.
He is that guy. He's in the Jags Ring of Honor. Great player. I think most people know him as a Jags player only.
Yes.
maybe most people don't know this, but the part of his backstory involves the Dallas Cowboys. And this part of the story I was not familiar with, so I'm going to share it with you now. Because Jimmy Smith, he's a guy who has over 12,000 yards receiving. He's top 30 all-time in receiving yards, better than guys like Tyreek Hill. He has like 100 more receiving yards right now than Travis Kelce does, right? So, I mean, like, Travis Kelce would probably pass him. But the point is, that's where he kind of is in the all-time rank. He, in 1992, was drafted by the Cowboys in the second round. He broke his leg in the preseason. So when that happened, he didn't get a lot of looks as the third wide receiver, which is what he, had obviously been brought in to kind of be behind Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper. You might remember this Cowboys team's pretty good at that era. They won the Super Bowl in 92. He did get back in time to play on some of those games as a special teamer. He made some plays for them, but didn't have a single reception that year where they won the Super Bowl in 92. 93, he's looking to really establish himself. In training camp, he was leading the team in receptions and yardage. Obviously, it's preseason. Obviously, it's, not the same offense. Mm-hmm. But he complained to coaches that he had some abdominal pain. Mm-hmm. And they said, all right, well, here's some Maalox. That's what they gave him. They gave him Pepto-Bismol, Maalox, and Tagamet. I'm not sure what that is, but whatever. It was all stuff for intestinal pain, right? They thought he just had some gas or bloating or whatever.
How they used to treat things back in the day is crazy.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it, get back out there.
Rub some dirt on it.
So he goes in he played in a game with this pain. He caught a touchdown, preseason game, and came out of the game and said, I still have this pain. It's getting worse. So they were like, this wuss, what's wrong with him? So they took him around. They finally got him to the team surgeon, who diagnosed him immediately with appendicitis, had to take his appendix out. So that was the cause of the pain. After that surgery, he had an infection from the surgery that apparently wasn't done properly. They sent him home with a fever of 102 degrees, which is a bad sign, right? When you have a fever after surgery, you're not supposed to do that. They sent him home anyway. He had to come back the next day. They had to remove part of his intestine because the infection had spread. They had to send him home this time with a colostomy bag. And he didn't play the entire 93 season. They won the Super Bowl again. He was not a part of that team. Mm-hmm. In fact, after the season, the Cowboys tried to tell him, well, you didn't play for us, so we don't owe you the $350,000 salary you're supposed to get. And he said, but I had an injury. That's why I didn't play, and your guys botched it. They eventually won his grievance. He got paid.
I'm sure he did.
94 season. He's looking for a new team. The Cowboys didn't want him back. He goes and tries to sign with the Eagles. He latched on for a couple weeks there in the preseason, got cut before the season, didn't play in the 94 season at all.
So it's 2 years of not playing football.
Yeah. So there'll be a lot of guys who would say,
it's done.
I'm probably never going to play in this league, all of that. February 28th, 1995, he was signed by the expansion Jacksonville Jaguars after a tryout. Tom Coughlin saw his talents and said, yeah, you're good. We want you. And then as it goes, he became a starter alongside Andre Rison, who was actually released in the 11th game against the Steelers after that game. So he became the guy. And you probably know the rest of how it went. I mean, this is a guy who went on to average, 1,000-yard receiving every year of his career.
Yeah.
Except for one. I think
it's two.
One or two.
In 95, he had 288 yards. In 2003, he had 805. Outside of that,
every other year
was or better.
1,200, 1,300, 1,100 yards. So this guy,
1,600 yard season.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. He was everything you'd want in a wide receiver, franchise guy. And it almost didn't happen because the Cowboys told him to rub some dirt on an appendectomy and they said this infection was almost fatal. If they hadn't taken out part of his intestine, he would have died. So let him live. He's gone on since then. I know he had some legal issues with some drug possession charges, but then even after that, he went out and founded a charity to help people get over drug addiction and things like that. So he's not a Hall of Famer, right? I don't think he made it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
No.
He may never make it in there, but that's a guy you want to be in life. Overcome some stuff, keep on going, and then become the dude at a new place. And obviously the Jags, they had a lot of success early on, not the first few years, but that early 2000s, I think they had a couple teams that got pretty close, right? Didn't they go to a Super Bowl at one point?
Nah.
Am I wrong?
Super Bowl?
No Super Bowl. AFC.
That's what it was. They went to an AFC championship. That's what it was.
Super Bowl.
I know they didn't win one, but I couldn't remember if they actually made it there.
They made the playoffs a lot, like for what 96 through 99, they went to the playoffs every year.
That's when you can
And
be
then
an expansion team and do
2005.
something.
Yeah.
Browns have another mess on their hands. We'll talk about it next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there, and welcome to your Monday. We are still noticing a couple of crashes in our metro area. Still looking at folks over in Upper Arlington, 315 southbound, right at Olentangy Road. We still have a right lane blocked out there because of a crash. And a new one coming into our time saver traffic map system, 71 northbound, just past 62, just south of Grove City this morning. Expect some lane closures out there again because of a new crash. Traffic definitely building as you head out the door. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV. July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with Speedy Rewards and try our exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey guys, AR here. If you've been struggling to choose where to go for testosterone replacement therapy, look no further than Low T Center and the new Synergenix Health app. You'll get everything you won't find anywhere else. With the new Synergenix app, you can book appointments, view lab results, have face-to-face telehealth visits. You can receive med reminders, order supplements, pre-check into visits, and so much more. With Low T Center and the new Synergenix Health app, taking control of your health has never been easier. And for a limited time, the T-test is still free at Low T Center. Other places charge hundreds of dollars just to get started. Not at Low T Center. And their treatment is covered by most major insurance, so the cost could be minimal. Synergenix and Low T Center have been changing patients' lives for a combined 25 years. So take the first step. Download the Synergenix Health app now, or even book the appointment today by visiting fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. Take control of your health.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees, Wilson, to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3rd-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning. I'm Dylan Gonzalez. The Cleveland Guardians beat the White Sox 6-5 yesterday in extra innings. After being down 3 runs after the 5th, the Guardians came roaring back in the 6th, scoring 4 runs in the inning, including a Kyle Manzardo 3-run blast. Stephen Kwan was the star in extra innings as he had the game-winning sac fly RBI, followed by a sliding catch in the bottom half of the 10th to help Cleveland secure the victory going into the All-Star break. The Reds were also victorious last night, avoiding a sweep by beating the Rockies 4-2. The Reds are the only team in the Bigs to not get swept this season. The win also marked a milestone one for manager Terry Francona, as that was his 2000th career victory. This update was sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Rates as low as 5.54% and a $400 cashback bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union.
In terms of the Waffle House menu, Tyvis covered and smothered his opponents. Meanwhile, T-Bone is a chunk of hash who's often covered in gravy. I'm not sure what that means either. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Good morning. Hope the rain is not getting you too down today as you're trying to make your way through it. If you're on your commute, be safe out there. I know there's been a lot of incidents because of the wet roads. Take your time. Be careful. Biggest stories we've had today when it comes to this morning, if you're wondering what's kind of been hitting, what's over the weekend, what the biggest stories were for us has been, I think, 3 things. One, Crew dominated FC Cincinnati in the second half. Came back from 2-0 down, scored 4 unanswered goals. One hell is real. That was awesome. Connor Stalions lost his mind on Twitter and was telling everyone that it doesn't matter. Yes, I cheated. And also, we're not sure that cheating even matters. And also, even if I did cheat, we still lost games. So it doesn't matter that I cheated. All of that stuff is insane. And I've got we have some people commenting about stuff we said earlier, Tyvis, that I think we need to address. But before we get to any of that, Browns, over the weekend, I'm watching that Crew game. And the Crew had gone down 2-0, and I'm like, this is not good. And I'm thinking about the Haslams who own the Crew, and I'm like, they got to spend some money and get some players in here. Then the Crew came back and won. That was great. As I'm watching that happen, literally in the Twitter timeline, it comes out, Quinshon Judkins arrested.
I thought it was fake, to be honest with you.
I was hoping it was.
First time I seen it, I said, yeah, right. No. I know Quinshon personally. There's no way.
Didn't think that was...
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way. That's just them trying to be funny. Well, and then I start seeing more tweets come out, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So we obviously don't know, the level of guilt here or anything like that, and we're not going to speculate on that. What we know is that, these are crimes that if they occurred, you should go to jail for, right? If there's any type of, the allegation is there's battery towards domestic partner. Reading a little bit more on it, a little more details have come out from his attorney. Apparently, the incident in question occurred on July 7th. Police report was made on Saturday. Police were called out to wherever, I think they were staying somewhere in the Miami area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So police were called. The police filed an incident report and said there appeared to be evidence of some kind of battery occurring. They took Quinshon Judkins into custody. He, I believe, got out on bail of $2,500. And then that's all we know. I'm sure there will be a date set for the next part of this, a hearing, what have you. His attorney kind of made some noise saying that This is someone who's being encouraged to, go after him, whatever you want to believe there. All I'll say, I say this in all these, domestic situations. People have questions about why didn't this person come forward right away? Or, the timing can be wrong for a lot of people who don't want to believe that something like this could have occurred. The only thing I always try to remember here is there's no such thing as a perfect victim, whether it's this type of incident, you have sexual assault cases that happen. People will point to, why didn't this person come forward sooner? Why did they do this? Why did they do that? All I know is it's more complicated than that. When you talk to people who have been around victims of domestic violence or anything like that, it's not as easy as this thing happened. I immediately called the police and then I went and filed a report. Sometimes it's not that simple. I'm not saying that means anything about his level of guilt. I'm just saying let's keep an open mind to all areas right now.
What open mind that I like to keep is you got to just listen to it because everybody's different. And I think that's the part that people forget. It's always like, oh, if I was in this situation, I would have did it. And if it doesn't sound like that or close to that, it's like, well, that can't be true. Like, right. Who would respond like that? That's usually how who would do something like that? And I think that's why a lot of the times people overlook some victim statements or when it isn't, immediate or if it's delayed or if it's not the way you would have done it. That's when it's like, I don't know about that. So with this incident, it being delayed, 5 days was it?
Yeah, after the alleged incident occurred.
A birthday or something like that, and then waited a couple more days, and then boom, it got reported. So people is like, how could you celebrate with somebody that people just are different?
Listen, what I know is humans are complicated, and I don't know the answer on what happened here. It could be someone absolutely that this person was hurt in some way, and Quinshon Judkins may have to answer for all that, and he may go to jail. I don't know. There could also be a situation, like we've said, there have been times where stuff has been made up. What I also know is that if you look at, all the facts and figures in our society, I have no idea what happened in this case. I do know the idea that this idea that things get made up like this all the time, that's just not true. It's very rare that these if anything, cases of domestic abuse typically are underreported by victims, not overreported. So keep that all in mind. We will keep an open mind on this, and I hope that this did not occur. I hope that he is able to play football for the Browns and go on with his career if he did not do this. But to be clear, we don't know what happened. And for the Browns, this is the second offseason in a row.
Third.
Well, there's
Perrion Winfrey, Mike Hall.
I forgot about Perrion Winfrey.
Perrion Winfrey, Mike Hall, and Quinshon Judkins. 3 in a row.
Third offseason in a row where you've had some type of allegation like this towards one of your players. It's not a great look for an organization that also gets no benefit of the doubt given that they signed Deshaun Watson after fully knowing there were a lot of allegations against him. I think it has to certainly, we have to wait for things to play out. We have to get more information on what happened. But the other side of that is the Browns don't get any benefit to the doubt for, well, how could they have seen this coming? Well, at some point you have to be able to, if something like this occurred, you then have to be able to answer for why you keep bringing in players who have allegations coming against them in this manner. That's not a great look for this organization that already is kind of not getting a lot of benefit of the doubt. In that area.
I'm shocked on the fact that outside of Quinshon being the one doing this, if he did, I'm shocked that it's 2 years in a row that it's been 2 Ohio State players
that have had these allegations at the very least.
And it's crazy because when you talk about Ohio State players and you get to know them, it's like they're actually like good people. Like the people I play with,
right?
You hear this, you be like, I could have seen that coming a mile away. But now,
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just the way that you're saying, like, oh yeah, I knew some guys who I would believe this on. But you're saying the guys you know from there.
When I hear these players that's doing it, it's like, really? Like it's shocking to me.
Yeah.
And I'm 31. Usually I'm not shocked by a lot, but like it's kind of shocking because Ryan Day runs a good program over there. Like, he got some good, like, that's like one of the things they think about in recruiting is high character guys. We talk about that all the time. Like, they got all these high character guys.
Yeah. I know to your point, like, there's been a criticism of Ryan Day in the past has been, boy, he does seem to go after players that tend to be much more, no character issues off the field.
Right.
That's a high thing that they look for when they're going after players. And sometimes that has been used as a criticism to say, yeah, maybe that's why you're not winning some of the big games because you're not getting the best players out there. You're looking for high character guys. not necessarily every play. That eliminates some really good talent, right? And so, to your point, that is a little surprising to see that 2 years in a row, especially with one NFL team having that. I don't know. And again, last year with Mike Hall, he had a 5-game suspension from the NFL, regardless of whatever the legal system said. The NFL investigated and said,
I don't even know how that even
there was enough.
ended.
Yeah, I forget off the top of my head how that went. But what I do know is that's something that the Browns organization certainly should take a look at to figure out. And I'm sure they are trying to figure out what's going on in this situation. The attorney obviously is out there already making noise for Quinshon Judkins, saying this is all what you're hearing is not what actually happened. Fine, we'll let the legal process play out there and find out.
And the biggest part of it is he has not signed his contract with the Cleveland Browns, so he's not technically under contract.
Second round pick. 30 of the 32 second round picks are not signed as of right now because the Texans gave, I forget which player.
I think it's the receiver from Iowa State, right?
Yes.
I can't think of what his name is.
Anyway, they gave him a fully guaranteed contract. And now all the other second round prospects are saying, yeah, well, that's what we want too, is fully guaranteed money. That's why a lot of them haven't signed yet. Quinshon Judkins is one of those players that is not signed right now. So
Jalen Knoll.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Sure.
I guess.
You know what? I'll find out later. I don't care. Anyway, the point of the matter is
Jaden Higgins.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
We'll find out who that guy is. But more importantly, when it comes to the Browns, we're going to find out what happens with Quinshon Judkins, what this does. Here's what I know with the Browns. If he can play football and they don't have solid proof, like a Ray Rice level video of something happening, I wouldn't be surprised if he still suits up for the Browns. Now, if they have some concrete evidence, if there's no wiggle room, then of course they'll do what any NFL team will do. But
that's
the NFL, unfortunately, right or wrong.
It is. If they're gonna do their own investigation, and if it's bad, you will see him get released. If it's not that bad to them in their eyes, and there was no video and it's like that, and it might be this could not be the truth thing, then he'll probably stick around.
You have some people saying that you're wrong about Connor Stalions. We're going to talk about that next. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Hey there. Well, we are still noticing a lot of crashes on our roads for our Monday commute here. 70 eastbound, just past Easter Road for folks over in Etna. Do expect some lane closures out there as traffic seems to be building. A little bit closer to the downtown scene over by Gahanna and the airport. 270 southbound, just past 62 eastbound. We do have a left lane blocked, and just north of this area over on 270 southbound, just past Easton Way, we have a new report of a disabled vehicle. The right shoulder is currently blocked. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we helped Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. I've been taking the low T treatment at Tri-State Men's Health for a little under a year now. So I was really just struggling with finding the energy to accomplish the things I wanted to do every day. By the end of the workday, I was very drained and tired and found it hard to concentrate and get my job done, and was looking for something to kind of get that edge back. Once I started taking the treatment, I felt probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks more energy. And the thing that really I noticed right away was sleeping. Now I get a solid 8 hours. I'm going on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. So men out there, if you're struggling with any of the symptoms I was, low energy, brain fog, lack of sleep, I would highly recommend you call Tri-State Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Chad. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Take time to enjoy the summer chill and good life this week with Meijer low prices. Save on all your classic summer flavors like fresh blueberries, 3 pints for just $5, and $1.99 a pound fresh from Meijer whole pork shoulder butt roast. Plus, save a good deal more with hot deals on Meijer brand must-haves like Meijer bottled water, $2.99 for a 24-pack, and Meijer freezer pops just $1.99. Live the good life this summer by saving a good deal more at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the fans' YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Berm's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm getting married today.
You may now kiss the bride.
I'm also a firefighter and first responder. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're also making sure I can get to my wedding ceremony to start the next chapter of my life.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. Let's all give them room to work. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A new week starts with scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, some which could have heavier downpours. Wake-up temperatures are in the 70s. For this afternoon, we'll see afternoon highs getting into the upper 80s with chances of showers and storms a lot more isolated throughout the day. Otherwise, skies will be partly to mostly cloudy. For tonight, lows down into the 70s with mostly clear skies. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
T-Bone and Tyvis is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit online at primesportsbook.com.
2 men, 1 appendix. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Tyvis is wrong about some things, according to some of our listeners, but he's right about this. You should listen to him.
I'll be real. Hair loss is something a lot of guys deal with, but we really don't talk about it. I wanted to get ahead of it, and Caps was the place I trusted. The reputation is strong, the team is experienced, and the whole vibe is modern, professional, and there's zero pressure. NeoGraft was comfortable, low maintenance, and fit into my schedule without slowing me down. I'm already seeing signs of progress, which is exciting for me, and it feels good knowing I made a smart and confident choice. More men need to know that taking care of yourself isn't extra, it's normal, and Caps gets that. Visit Caps today at experiencecaps.com.
We talked earlier in the show about Connor Stalions and how he over the weekend said, yeah, you know what, it didn't really matter that Michigan, we knew the plays, we knew the calls, we knew everything in about 7 games that I was a part of, one of which was the 2022 OSU-Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, we lost 3 of those games because we didn't win the Battle of the Trenches. The games we won were because we won the Battle of the Trenches, so it didn't matter that we had all this intel. It was all about executing on the day, right? And you, Tyvis, have brought up that while we talked about how those games, it did probably matter in those moments that they had that extra info. You brought up in 2023, after it was known that they were doing this, that's the one that stings, right? That OSU and Michigan played in that season. We knew what they were doing. We knew they had been trying to cheat in that way. All the cards were on the table. Buckeyes win that game. It changes the narrative for a lot of things. Yes. Ryan Day, all that. Maybe the Buckeyes go win a national championship that year.
I mean, it was on the line. That year, it was so much at stake. It was that, all the stuff that happened before that. Then it was for the Big Ten championship, and then it was a spot for the CFP. So it was literally, and then on top of that, it was the rivalry. So it was literally for all the marbles.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. And you have said at that point, you can't take 2023 away from them, right? The national championship, because we all knew it was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Doyle said, I disagree with Tyvis on the Michigan cheating. It did impact the program in 23 because cheating for wins in 21 and 22, they were able to recruit and retain better players who now believed they could win the big game. The team was built on ill-gotten gains. And then he puts in asterisks, vacate. I don't think he's totally wrong there.
I don't look at it like that. I don't know. I mean, recruiting wise, I think they got decent players. Like that was always gonna happen. So I don't really look at it that way. Like I don't think Ohio State missed out on a recruit because of that game.
Well, to play devil's advocate, well, go ahead, Dylan.
It's just the full butterfly effect thing, in my opinion. I agree with him. It's like they're a better program because they get these wins, and you are going to get higher profile guys. What was it? How many seniors did they have in 2023?
Oh, they had a lot.
Like
if you're
30.
Yeah. I mean, some of those guys probably don't want to come back if they're not winning at the level they are. If they can go ahead and go to the NFL and get paid, I agree with what he said completely.
Yeah, if they had been like getting beaten by Ohio State regularly, and then they lost that game to TCU, for those seniors, their junior year, they lost by 2 points. It was a shootout, and they probably looked at that and said, well, that's not going to happen next year. We have some unfinished business to take care of. But I do wonder, like, if I'm a recruit and I'm thinking about going to Michigan, the Michigan that you played against, Tyvis, the Michigan that Urban Meyer dominated, I wonder if and I'm not saying it's between Ohio State and Michigan for a recruit. I'm saying if Michigan could have had this kid, or he goes off and plays for like a school down south, and maybe Michigan's on his list, but he's like, yeah, every time they play their rival, they don't win. And they don't go to the Big Ten championship game. They don't win the national championship. So why do I want to go play there? I'd rather go play somewhere where I think they can compete for those type of things.
And they can sell you on the fact that we're close and you're the missing piece. And if you, I mean, it'd be more for you if you was the one that like, oh yeah, I was the team that ended the drought. Like that makes you a little bit more special. So,
yeah. But don't you think that if in 21-22 they looked a lot closer than they had previously? When Harbaugh was there previously, it was like they were losing 3-4 games a year. They were getting smoked by Ohio State. Now you start getting the Connor Stalions effect, and suddenly they're not losing by as much. They're not losing as many games. They're a lot more competitive in the ones they are losing, and they're beating Ohio State.
I don't know. I think that when it comes to recruiting, I think that, first of all, the kid has to have some type of feel for you. Like they had to grow up with like liking you a little bit or always curious to go there. Then on top of that, you talk about 2021 NIL. That was the start of NIL. So
there's that too.
They could have kicked the check, and it didn't matter if they lost every year to Ohio State. You kicking the check, I'm going to come regardless. That's basically what the kids is telling you today anyways.
Yeah.
And with it being 21, being the first time that this is going on, you throwing any type of zeros at me, I'm definitely going to take the bait on that. So, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it was also at a point where it was a different world when it came to recruiting anyways, because NIL was a thing. People were starting to get paid at that time. So it didn't matter if they was winning that game or not. To certain kids, they were going to go there regardless.
Heron, who is a huge Buckeye fan, or a Buckeye fan.
Don't
He's
say that, 'cause
huge Michigan fan in the
crazy.
chat. He said OSU fans said weather, flu, refs, luck, signs. Michigan has put more NFL guys last 4 years compared to OSU. Excuses make you look soft. Right? I mean, if we had wins against Michigan the last few years, I'd say, all right. Now we do have national championship. Both programs have one of those now to kind of hold up against each other the last 2 years. I do think one thing that's probably not been talked about a ton over the last couple of years is the last two teams that won a championship in this era of NIL and everything else have been teams that retained their juniors who could have gone to the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? That's a fact.
That's why Penn State just did it.
Well, exactly. And if you're looking for trying to figure out who might win this year, there's no doubt why Penn State's getting.
Penn State ain't winning it.
I know that. But that's why Penn State's getting all the love right now. And I wish that college football had markets where you could short like a stock. I wish I could short Penn State because their stock is at an all-time high right now, just like that housing crash, 2008, The Big Short. If you ever saw that movie where Christian Bale's character's like, this is all fake and the housing market's going to collapse. And every bank in the world was like, you're an idiot. Sure, we'll take that bet from you. And he made billions of dollars off it. That's what I would do with Penn State because of one guy, James Franklin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Drew Aller.
Well, two guys, Drew Aller. But that's because he plays for James Franklin. Like, Drew Aller may actually be a good quarterback for all we know, but we have never seen him.
Oh, so the Browns should take him next year in the first round?
Have you ever seen him in a big game throw for 200 yards?
No.
No. Right.
I've seen him.
Is that because he sucks or because James Franklin's offense is just never in the big games? He never opens it up. He doesn't have any idea what he's doing against good defenses. I'm not sure, but I know that formula is not working.
When they didn't Saquon Barkley and them have they beat Ohio State, right?
With a running game. But I'm saying from a passing.
What do they have now?
Well, that's fine. But I'm saying Drew Aller, we will never find out how good of a quarterback he is at Penn State because he's not going to be allowed to be Drew Aller. Whatever. If you think he's great, I'm just saying, point me to the film that shows me the greatness.
You know who you sound like you talking about?
Who's that?
J.J. McCarthy.
And you know what? They won a national championship, but I do think it helped when they had a lot more.
Same thing everybody say about J.J. McCarthy.
We're going to find out this year in the NFL, aren't we?
Did J.J. have over like a 300-yard game in college passing?
He may have, but I know that every time he beat Ohio State, there were at least 5 catches where I'm like, where the hell was anyone on that play? Like, you had him standing in like an acre of grass, a wide receiver who would just be stopped, not running in stride, not slowing down a touch for the throw, standing, feet planted, like he's playing 500 in the backyard. That's the brilliant pass from J.J. McCarthy. Then that dude would turn and run for the next 20 to get to the end zone because no one was around him. Somehow, inexplicably. I don't understand that, Jim Knowles. Explain it. Either way. The point is, I don't recall seeing J.J. McCarthy dropping dimes on guys who were running downfield a hair ahead of the DB. He was throwing to a lot of wide open dudes.
He had a 300-yard game against Purdue.
Good.
335.
At least
he had 287 against Michigan State. He had 278 against UNLV.
Oh, yeah. The Running Rebels.
So
one of the best defenses in college football every year.
Passing game.
No, I've been a J.J. McCarthy hater. I will be a Drew Aller hater. Like, I don't believe. Now, Drew Aller has at least another year of college football to prove me wrong. Go right ahead this year. I'll give him his props if he can manage a good game against a big-time team and a great defense. Show me that you've got 280 yards and 3 touchdowns and show me the plays. But I haven't seen it from him yet.
I tell you what, if I'm Drew Aller, I'm rooting for J.J. McCarthy to have a really good year this year.
Yeah, because, that would be the argument, right? Is that my college offense just didn't let me uncork the brilliance that I have.
Yes.
And if it doesn't happen this year for him, if he doesn't have those numbers, then he better have some absolute jaw-dropping plays for the few that he is allowed to throw.
Drew Aller has 2 300-yard games. He threw for 309 against Kent State and 391 against USC in an overtime game.
Oh, that game. Now, that game I forgot about. That's a fair, but again, that's not a good defense. That's USC.
But he also threw 3 picks in that game.
Yes.
So there you go.
Did they win that game?
They won 33-30.
Oh, that's right. USC almost had him and then crapped it away, as they are wont to do. They got their own problems out there. I don't know if I can trust any defense from USC at this point.
All I remember about that game is because I'm a degenerate. I had USC +4. That's all I needed.
That's sad.
Oh, I know that feeling, though, when you're like, hey, I was only watching for a number. I really don't care who wins as long as that number comes through. Good for you, Dylan. By the way, I have a question for you because last week I found out something about our producer, Dylan Gonzalez, that makes him sound insane. I need you to confirm for me, Dylan, in the next segment, whether or not you are actually insane. We will talk about that in 2 minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, with all the rainy weather we're noticing out there, we are still having lots of reports of crashes. This is just south of Bexley, 70 eastbound, just past Alum Creek Drive. A right shoulder is currently blocked out there. Not too far away, though, closer to the downtown scene, 71 southbound ramp to 70 eastbound. We do notice a left shoulder blocked out there. A little bit more south of our downtown scene. Here we go, 104 eastbound, right at High Street. A left lane is blocked out there. And lastly, still noticing police on scene of a big crash happening on 315 southbound, right at Olentangy Road, right lane, still blocked for your Monday commute. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Texting enroll enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231. CASH to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
T-Bone and Tyvis is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Sign up today at awaken180weightloss.com.
When Tyvis looks at Bone, he sees the future. Bald, fat, white. You're listening to T-Bone and Tyvis.
So I'm sitting in the office on what is that, Wednesday or Thursday? Maybe Thursday. I hear Ryan Baker saying that Dylan Gonzalez, producer of T-Bone and Tyvis, is insane. Because Dylan has his home set thermostat.
Oh, I heard about this.
At 70. Did I hear right? 79 degrees?
A cool and crisp 79 degrees.
Listen, that's
a lot
of things.
In the summertime.
In the crib right now.
That ain't cool and crisp, my friend.
What are you, you get cold at something?
I do run cold, I will say, but I do think that people condition themselves to feel like they have to live in these 65-degree freezers. If you were to just wean yourself off of that, I bet you would be a lot more comfortable in a warmer temperature. If I told you right now, you can sit 79 degrees outside in the shade with a light breeze, you would be like, that feels pretty good. But all of a sudden, when it's in your house, that's too hot.
Yeah, but
I can't handle that.
You know, it's interesting you say this because how I live now is totally different than how I was raised. See, the way I was raised was the heat was always on. And I think it led to me being very skinny because it was always hot. Like, I'm talking like unbearable hot. So like,
what do you mean? Wait. What do you mean the heat was always on?
It was on. Like
the heat?
Yeah.
In the summer?
It just felt like that. I'm telling you.
Okay, I'm sure. I believe you that it was hot.
Unbearable. I go visit like my grandmother or my mother, and I just be in their house, and I be like, you got to take hoodies off and all kind of jazz. Like, is you okay? Like, it is not cold. Like, that's crazy.
It's always hot. Now, see, I am somewhere, used to work with Common Man afternoons, you may be familiar, 3 to 6, Common Man and Timmy. I know both those gentlemen enjoy a nice cold environment because we would have arguments in the studio here because our studio, some days you'd come in here and I would be shivering in my seat and Common Man would be saying, he would be like taking off his sweatshirt and saying, it's too hot in here. We got to make it colder. And I'm like, colder? I'm freezing. Yeah, too hot. And I'm freezing and I couldn't understand. And so I asked him what his ideal temperature in his house would be. And he said, if it was like acceptable and it didn't cost anything, like 55. And I'm like, what are you trying to do? Preserve yourself from meat so you can eventually be eaten as a steak? Like dry aging yourself.
He did not say that.
Yeah.
I don't believe
I think he keeps it though around like 64, 65, something like that. He keeps it cool. And I'm
like year round?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's out to lunch.
And I'm more of I'm like at 72 in our house. That's like I can deal with 72. That's where we live.
I don't know.
79 though. I mean, I get what you're saying, Dylan. I could get myself conditioned maybe a little warmer, but there's just something about when you walk in from it being 85 out and it feels a lot cooler in your house. What do you have when you go in? Does it feel cool?
Yeah, it feels cool. I get hit with a nice.
So like when you go to sleep at night, do you like use a fan?
I do use a fan.
Okay, yeah,
that's what the breeze comes from.
You have
79 in the shade. You're inside plus some breeze, which is the fan. It's perfect.
Well, I for some odd reason, I'm always hot at nighttime. Like to the point where I'll sweat. Like I sweat my side of the bed out, and my wife would be upset. But for that reason, we have to keep it like under 70, and the fan has to be on for me to be good at nighttime.
You see, if you were to try to give me the opposite logic for wintertime, I wouldn't want to hear it. During the wintertime, I tried to put my house at 79. So when Bishop and Friends on Reeser and Baker were talking about this, and Reimer, they were talking about energy bill as well. And I looked at mine and I was like, my bill last month was $66, so I bet you was a lot lower than a lot of people.
No, you were probably never, your air conditioner's just like healthy and prime. It's like ready to go.
But in February, I had to stop putting my heat at 79 because you know how much my bill was?
I can only imagine.
$338. And I was like, well, I'm going to be a little chilly for the rest of this winter because I cannot afford to continue to pay this for the rest of winter.
Some hoodie. You can walk around the house with a full sweatsuit on.
See, I am the type.
And blankets.
See, I know a lot of people will say that where they're like, well, you can always put more layers on, but you can't take more layers off, which I say, one, in your house, you can take more layers off because you're in your house. There's that.
You got kids.
Well, I mean, they don't have to see. I can just stay in my room. They can go do their thing. I'll go do my thing. They leave me alone anyway.
No, you tell them you three can go to your friend's house
also,
this weekend. It's time for me and your mother to have some time to ourselves.
Now you've also brought up another weird part because you mentioned me being in various states of undress. In my house, oftentimes I'm the only one with clothes on. Like I'll be walking around and it's like Melissa's changing and then she's forgotten that something is up in the dryer and she'll be up there. And then I run into her and I'm like, whoa, all right, she's not wearing clothes. And then like the littlest one is just like, yay, I'm in the house. And she just run around, barely in clothes on. And then the oldest will be getting out of the shower and she's like, oh, I forgot. So, and then she's with barely, and I'm like, what is happening? Put clothes on. We live in a house. So now I never go around without clothes on, but they do that all the time.
When I look at you, I see my future.
Oh, because you've got girls. And it's just going to be
fat, bald, white.
Like I said, I do run cold, Tyvis, so they are calling me. I think it's a term you coined.
He's a
I don't think you can declare yourself a CWB.
No, I'm just a white boy who is cold. That's all. It's different than No, I'm not declaring myself to be an actual CWB. That's not for me to determine.
Did you see they shutting down that CWB Cooper Flag?
Cooper Flag. They said he didn't get hurt though, right? Didn't he have a game?
Seen enough.
Yeah, he had like a 30-point game in the summer league.
Wasn't it against who's the number 2 pick?
Oh, Dylan Harper.
Yeah,
right.
I think
with
so.
The Spurs.
Yep.
Yeah. He went off, and they were like, "Yeah, we're good.
We don't need to see no more.
Don't need to see anything else."
Yeah, he needed that recovery game after Bronny shut him down.
Bronny shoving him out of the post.
The Spurs got that one kid. Is it Chris Bryant? Maybe Chris something. What's his name?
I don't know.
It's whoever he is. He locking everybody up for the Spurs.
Really?
Yeah, this dude. What is his name? Hold on, I got to figure it out.
Did you see the bald guy who's also like? So the summer league, NBA summer league has a few factors. There's the Bronny thing. There's the Cooper Flag thing. There's the guy you're talking about who's locking everyone down. There's a
Carter Bryant. That's his name.
I feel like there's a bald guy for the Jazz that's like doing some stuff and like making all kinds of crazy passes. He looks like an accountant. Like his jump shot, he's even like rotating as he's jumping.
Are you talking about the dude who they call him the Joker?
Yeah, like the mini Joker guy. He's not big.
No, this dude is like, isn't he like Asian?
Oh, no. That's the other guy. That's one of the high draft picks from China. I can't remember his name either, but that guy has been like making behind the back pass and everything else.
They call him like the Joker.
But that guy was like a high draft pick. There's like a bald dude that's out there like just making plays left and right. So what I'm saying is the summer league's fun. It's got a whole bunch of little, if you like basketball, there's just a whole bunch of little fun storylines going on in the summer league. I can't remember anybody's names who are playing in the summer league apparently, but it's fun. It's good. I also saw that LeBron keeps hinting that he may come back to Cleveland. There's all the rumor and innuendo. We talked about that earlier in the show. If you missed it, go find the podcast. Just search for that wherever you get podcasts. Search T-Bone and Tyvis. You'll find it right there. The Cavs reportedly one of the 4 teams interested in LeBron. And I think interested means they're just kicking the tires and calling. But then they're finding out what it's going to take to get him. And they're saying, no, thanks. We would want him as a buyout, but not as any type of actual trade value. Dylan, I saw that your guy, Drake, covered up his LeBron tattoo.
He is a scorned
Don't
lover.
ever call Drake my guy. I will quit the show.
Drake is
so corny, man. So corny. And worse, he drags SGA and the Thunder into this. I thought the Thunder were going to be a dynasty. The dynasty is now over before it even started via the Drake curse.
So Drake had a LeBron tattoo, and he was at a concert recently where they showed he had put a Thunder jersey with like the number 2 on it, right?
Because they're both from Toronto.
So
what a link.
So let me get this right. he got another man tatted on him and then covered
it up.
The man with another man's jersey.
Yeah, covered it up with an SGA jersey. This is Drake.
I don't understand how people can be Drake fans. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it whatsoever.
His music is good now.
No.
We're not going.
Okay.
We're not going to do that. His
When I saw the Sprite commercial where his face came off and he said, like a sprained ankle, I'm nothing to play with. Like I was in. That was
Okay.
Hell yeah, Drake. You tell him. And then Kendrick Lamar came and just took a blowtorch to him, and we said, never mind.
So
that's okay.
Look, I used to be a Drake fan. I saw Drake in concert the last time he was here.
Oh, really?
But when I jumped off the bandwagon was when Not Like Us came out. We were at Zumbizi Bay all last summer, me and my daughter. And when Jackson with an X at Zumbizi Bay is calling Drake a pedophile, I nope, can't do it, dude. I can't take you serious anymore with all these suburban white boys rapping along to Kendrick. I can't take you serious.
Everybody's learning what a GNX is. Like it's suddenly.
Listen, Drake's music is legendary.
No,
he just.
When all of Zumbizi Bay is going A minor. I'm done. I'm done. Can't do it anymore.
You know the good news about all this? I'm a fan of both music. I'm a fan of it. So when this beat happened, I was excited. I was
Are you telling me in the Kendrick Lamar Drake debate, you are Switzerland? You are just a neutral party?
Oh, no. Kendrick won that.
Oh, okay.
Kendrick won.
Right.
But when you talk about music-wise, I listen to both artists.
Yeah.
I'm trying to root for Drake again, and then he keeps suing people for dissing him and coming out with these rebuttals that aren't good. I'm like, dude, I can't with you anymore. I'm done.
Scorned lover.
That's exactly what he is. I mean, it's a great metaphor.
I'm not the biggest hip hop fan in the world, but I've always understood it that if someone says something about you in a song, your mission is to come back with a better song.
That's what happened to him.
And a harder bar and everything else.
Well, he rebutted to Not Like Us. It just
sucked. It was crap.
Not Like Us was such a banger. Like it was nothing he out bangered a guy who made bangers. Like
there's
that's
nothing
just what
you can do.
Yeah, like he made because Family Matters was a really good song.
Yeah, Drake had some good
99.9% of the people that if he would have put that out against anybody else other than Kendrick, he probably would have won.
Yeah.
But Kendrick is part of that 0.1%.
Instead, he looked more like Steve Urkel in that debate. It was not, Kendrick is Stefan Urkel in the whole, Family Matters debate.
Rusty said, what's your side, Michael Jackson or Prince? Both of them are legendary. I'll leave it at that.
Kendrick said,
I listen to both.
Prince outlived Mike Jack. That's what he says. That's what Kendrick says.
Bomb.
Yeah. All we know, all three of those guys all had, Kendrick, Prince, Michael Jackson all had great Super Bowl shows. We know that.
So he's saying Drake didn't. So,
did he do a Super Bowl? Was he?
He will never do a Super Bowl.
That's what I'm saying. When you get not only like you brought up Zumbizi Bay, Kendrick Lamar had the Super Bowl also. Like everyone at the Super Bowl, including Drake's sometime on again, off again girlfriend, right? In Serena.
He had Serena Williams walking on the set.
I mean, that's you
she
can't win more than that.
She said that had nothing to do with Drake. It was the fact that she was from California and she was outlawed for doing it after winning Wimbledon or something.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing back in the day when she did that.
She said this was her time to do it on the big stage where like There was no consequences.
That was sure. That's say whatever you have to say. We all saw it. We all understood it.
I'm just saying.
At least I.
What's your top 5? What's your top 5 Prince songs? That's funny. Adore, which I love that song. I listen to that song probably every day. When Doves Fly, Purple Rain.
Okay.
Oh, I listen. Yeah.
What about Party Like It's 1999?
I love that's my joint.
That's a banger.
The thing about Prince is I grew up. My father was a Prince fan, so like
you probably heard a lot of it.
Yeah, I listened to Prince.
See, the number one Prince song for me is Game Blouses.
That's fine. How about Little Red Corvette?
That's good too. Of course. Crosstalk is next. We'll talk to Bo Bishop in a few minutes. T-Bone and Tyvis on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Well, it's still looking really busy for folks over in the downtown scene. 71 southbound ramp to 70 eastbound. We are still noticing a left shoulder block. Not too far away, another crash too. Same situation. 71 southbound to 70 eastbound. Expect some lane closures there. 14-mile-per-hour drive times when it comes to these two crashes. Again, I want to make sure folks are taking it nice and slow with all the rain we're noticing in the metro. I'm 10 TV's Brianna Albizu with your fan traffic.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Baths R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Guys, don't live with tiredness and low energy. Get your life back with testosterone therapy at Low T Center. Take the test, get those fast results, and start TRT with Columbus's leading experts in men's health. And now it's easier than ever with the new Synergenics Health app, an innovation in healthcare technology you will not find anywhere else. So download the Synergenics Health app now or book an appointment while the test is still free at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Get Eco.
Aaron, you know that complete HVAC system we sell for $12,000?
Yeah, it's for homes that are 1,600 square feet or less.
How big is 1,600 square feet?
3 bedroom, 2.5 bath. Those homes are what America is made of.
Get Eco.
Other companies are charging $15,000 to $18,000 for that same system.
Yeah, I know.
And if your family doesn't need a new furnace, Eco will replace the AC component for just $8,500. Why are we doing this?
Nurses, police officers, office workers, firefighters, and school teachers live in those houses, Jerry.
The people that America is made of live in the houses that America is made of.
We're just doing what we can to restore balance to the universe, Jerry.
Get Eco.
When a person is doing well, they're making money. But when they're doing good, they're helping others.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
We're bringing balance to the universe.
Go to geteco.com.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway and refresh the vibe with 69-cent large big gulp drinks. Get 69-cent large big gulp drinks at Speedway with Speedy Rewards. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
I hope you're ready for all the Jackets talk you can handle. Join us Wednesday night at 7 for the Inside Edge.
Sponsored by Visit Central Florida. Discover the real Florida magic at visitcentralflorida.com.
The Fan.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Evan Cohen here. Typically, you don't associate speed with quality. For example, you don't go through a fast food drive-through and expect a gourmet meal to go. Well, here's an exception. If you're hiring, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. Just use ZipRecruiter. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find qualified candidates in minutes. No wonder why ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Want to know anything about the fans contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Both of these men love the Browns. Also, both of these men hate the Browns. If you know, you know. This is T-Bone and Tyvis.
Now joining us, he is the namesake of Bishop and Friends. He is one Bo Bishop. Bo, how you feeling? Rested? Ready to go?
You know, I don't know if you guys are like this, but like, it's almost like I hope I remember how to do it. Like when I'm off for a week, it's like, okay, I think I remember. I think we'll remember how to do it. So yeah, we're good. If by rested you mean, did you spend the weekend in some absurd suburb outside of Baltimore watching kids play lacrosse in 89-degree weather? Then yeah, that's rested. That's what I did, buddy.
You know, Bo, I can't relate because I work all the time.
Oh,
you know,
well, no,
I don't
let me
believe
tell you.
in this vacation and taking off. You know,
nonsense.
Tyvis, let me tell you, going to your kids' stuff when you get to the level that Bo's talking about, that's work. It's a full-time job. Going and getting everybody everywhere, especially.
Well,
Baltimore.
he coaches, so that's
dude. Yeah, but still,
you're talking like 5+ hour drive. You're talking about. I got 3 in the program. So, like, Bootsy's games will start at 8 a.m., and then NBC's last game will start at, like, 5:50 p.m.
What?
And it's just all day.
Oh, yeah.
Just all day.
What?
Yeah. Just sweating. Just all day.
8 a.m. to 5:50 p.m.?
Yeah, because you got 3. I mean, you're going to have 2 girls. You're going to be doing this. And you're going to be in the mix.
A lot of these sports, because they know, like, hey, everybody traveled to get here.
Yeah.
Well, we got to make sure it's worth their time. We're not going to have them play one game.
Oh no! You play 3 on Saturday. 3 each boy played 3 Saturday, and then Sunday it was. Then it's bracket play. So then you're just at a mercy for as long as you have success. You're there. Is the way that it works. And then the clock's ticking, and I'm in my head going, okay, I got 5+ hours drive back. 5+. So whatever the time is in the day, I'm like, add 5.5, add 5.5. 2 potty breaks locked in for sure between the wife and the kids. Like, I mean, it's. Yeah, that's it.
That's a long weekend.
That's it, boys. Yep.
That's a way to get back into work. So
what a future I have.
It's all it'll be here before you know it.
You know what it is? We all should have thought of this ahead of time, because I'm sure you saw this, Bo, at a lot of these places, the soccer tournaments, lacrosse tournaments, these people that pop up with the businesses that are selling whatever, food, drink, trinkets, name your thing. I'm sure these people clean up when they're out there. But
all right, I had 2. This was Sunday morning. We had the preliminary bracket play was at 8 a.m. for all 3 boys. So I had there was a guy. There was, as you described, there were all the little food trucks and merch stuff and all that. And I had I got 2 I guess you'd call them a breakfast sandwich. It was 4 pieces of bread. It was an overly fried egg, a hunk of American cheese, and 2 hunks of bacon.
Okay.
And I gave the guy my credit card, and he went $38.50. What? What are we doing? What are we doing? What?
Yeah.
Is there beluga caviar on that? What are we talking about here, man? But what are you going to do? Say no? Because you got to eat.
I'm guessing it's like a mile to your car. And then it's acres of parking lot to get out of there to go find a McDonald's.
That's
so
right.
You can have it.
And you're already there, Bone. So you can't. And your kid's going to play in 5 minutes, and so
you don't want to miss that. Why do you hate your kids? Right. Yeah. So here's $38 to show how much you love it.
You know what, Bo? For $38,
Spoken like a true dad.
I would have been on this water fast that I'm about to do. It would have started that day.
Why are you doing a water fast?
I'm trying to lose. I'm trying to
ask that. It's 2 minutes left in the show.
It's a mind thing. It's one that you got to control your mind. That's what it's about.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see indeed. I'm excited to find out tomorrow how it's going. I'm sure it'll last at least until lunch. Bo, we look forward to listening to you. Glad you're back, and it should be a lot of fun. Enjoy those $38 breakfast sandwiches.
I will, yeah.
There you
Take care.
Time for the buzzer.
Shove it down your throat.
It's time for the buzzer.
Sponsored by Getchy's Amish Country Furnishings in Dublin. AmishCountryFurnishings.com.
A bittersweet story as we close out today. The Goudreau family, obviously, last year they dealt with a ton of loss. Johnny and Matthew Goudreau were at their sister's wedding when they sadly passed away last year. They were, of course, hit by an alleged drunk driver on the road. We know that story. It's tragic. The family has been nothing but pillars of strength through all this, which is wildly impressive. Katie Goudreau was their sister, that they were actually there for her wedding. Well, of course, that didn't happen after that tragedy. Well, this weekend it did. Her and her high school sweetheart, Devin Joyce, got married at a Philadelphia church on Friday, had a 200-person reception at a hotel in the area afterward. And she had a quote that I thought was just amazing. She said, on her brothers not being there, quote, "She holds both the sorrow of their absence and the beauty of their presence. Their love didn't leave." And that's just for anyone who's lost anybody in your life, that's such a touching sentiment. I thought I'd share it with you. I know it's a bittersweet story, but it's good to see that she finally was able to have the wedding that she should have had last year. And we wish them nothing but the best going forward. But I tell you, that family's insane. Like just how their strength through all this has been
resilient.
Right.
Very resilient.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they, will be members of, this the Blue Jackets organization. They are exactly, what this organization needs. We living in a time where they need to be resilient, and it's good to have some leadership there.
No, they have shown tremendous strength through all that. So Bishop and Friends is next. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Monday. Steve-Bone and Tyvis on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Well, the roads are still looking busy this morning, especially with all the rain we're noticing out there. Good morning to our folks over in Plain City. We have a new crash reported for you. This is 42 at Courier Road. Both directions are restricted right now because of a crash. And lastly, for folks just north of Grove City this morning, the right lane is currently blocked on 71 North, just beyond Greenlawn Avenue, of course, heading into the downtown scene. We do have a crash out there. Again, I want to make sure folks are taking it nice and easy. The roads are very slippery and wet. I'm 10 TV's Brina Albizu with your fan traffic.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that have had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Back to Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook for an all-star game celebration and watch party. When? Tuesday, July 15th. Compete in our home run derby at 7 o'clock for a chance to win an incredible experience at an upcoming Reds game, plus a $250 gift card. So join On the Money's Dave Biddle and me, Scotty Vegas. Compete to win at 7 and enjoy the all-star game at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at 8. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Dr. John
John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.44% APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restricted supply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Quiet down, here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not